Alright, this is a guide for Resident Evil 7 Madhouse new game 100%. This guide could mostly be used for the Madhouse new game 80% route as well, for the most part. Just simply trim out most of the coins and all the files and baubles, and essentially the same. There's a few areas you don't have to go to, but you could still use it for that. This is going to be just kind of a multi-part take on this. I'm probably going to run through the guest house for this part and maybe a little bit of the main house, maybe through, I don't know, Jack 1 for instance, and then I'll just splice them all together as I go. But for starters, let's go to options. Display, not too much matters. I would say turn camera wobble off. I think that's defaulted to on. Phone icon, I think it's off normally, so you can turn that on if it is. HUD, if it's not, turn it always on. Some people don't like reticle use, or reticle always on, but I like it to always display. And then a lot of this is just kind of preference really, but I would say at least turn camera wobble off if it is on. Audio, I play without music, which is the BGM, but that's just because I listen to music on stream and then I local record, and the local recording takes out that music, so it's fine. And I wear headphones. Headphones are nice because there's some sounds you want to listen for in this game, so it's good to have a nice level of for ambience and stuff. And then language, since this is Madhouse, I would say you don't really need to worry about this. You do save like a half second or maybe a little bit more for non-English languages. Basically, I think Japanese might be the fastest, but it's so minimal that on Madhouse with such variance, like if you like to listen to English, just leave it on that. And the main thing here I wanted to show was controls. I never like using vibration in games that I speedrun, so I would say turn this off. Aim assist is defaulted to on, I believe, on console, so I would turn that off. I used to play with aim assist on, camera speed at 7, and camera accel on, but after looking through Yassi's in-depth guide, which I think she pulled, like she did input on the guide, plus probably ZGL and Ross and maybe some other people, and they put out an amazing guide. I think it was for NG plus any or easy any percent, but it still, these settings work for console on any category. So what you want to do ideally to make it fast for movement and for more precise aiming, like without any aim assist dragging you around, is turn this off. Turn camera speed up as high as you can, which is 10, and the acceleration, turn that off, and everything else is just preference. So that's it for the settings. Now we'll just go ahead and get started. Console splits don't matter, and most people don't even use them. They just pause at specific parts of the game.
Hey, baby.
And they check their IGT, like right when they're killing Mia 2, for example, or right when they sit down for the TV for Lucas, stuff like that. I do use splits because they're fairly accurate.
I cannot wait to be
in my experience, but they're definitely not necessary. As this game only matters like timing wise for IGT, which it's all calculated in the menu and at the end of the run on the results screen, so you don't need splits. Whereas on PC, it ties into the in-game timer, so it's really accurate. And you know, auto splits are amazing, but yeah, console, you don't need them, but it's more fun to watch a run with splits up, I have to say. But getting started with this, it's,
I did lie to you. I shouldn't have.
Madhouse is very
All I can say is
very
that if you get
hard
this,
to get into, I feel like. But once
stay
you're into
away.
it, it's hard to stop. It's very addictive. I tried so many times over the past year or so to start running Madhouse, and I honestly probably like 5 different occasions I tried to run it, and every time I'd get started and I'd get to like Mia 2 and just no, I'm done. It's too frustrating. But finally I just forced myself, and pretty much once I got after that hump I realized how addictive it was.
I don't know.
And now I
don't know
kind
how,
of can't stop. Like
but
I
she's
have
back.
my
She's back
PBs
somehow.
or the 2 of the
Maybe
Madhouse
it's a
runs I
prank.
do down to
She wants me
pretty
to come and get
much
her.
where I want them. I mean, I could probably save a
Dover.
little more time, but it'd be a
Dover,
hell of a
Louisiana.
grind. But yeah,
I know, but what if it
figured
is?
it's about time
I
to
have to find out what
try
happened.
and put out a guide though. One of my least, or 2 of my least favorite things about running this game in general are the default bindings for sprint, because you're just hammering your analog stick, and also obviously the unskippable cutscenes. Because you take like, if you take a 2-hour run, like a very significant portion of that run is going to be unskippable cutscenes. So yeah, there's a lot of downtime in this game, but the good parts are great. Pretty much about 15 to 20 minutes in, all the way through about an hour in, is really fun, and then it gets kind of shitty for a little bit. And I think the salt mines are still pretty fun, so after you get done with the boat it kicks up a notch again. But for Madhouse, the boat is still awful, but it's very intense, at least. So not that that's necessarily a good thing, but it'll keep you on your toes, that's for dang sure. I haven't really been talking anything about the run, but pretty much this is all just try and run the path as straight as you can, and take turns relatively tight. Okay, this is the first thing coming up. This is our first retry. There's only 2 retries on Madhouse. What you're gonna do here is, I look at these boards right here in front of me, just to my right, these like, I don't know, 4 or 5 boards there leaning against the wall. And I look straight down, and as I'm running, like once I see where the boards are, as I'm running, when the bottom of my screen gets roughly lined up with the start of these boards right here to my right, that's when I pause the game. So about right here-ish. Actually, I did that way late. But you can see at the top left of my screen is a load icon. Basically, you want to pause it as soon as you hit, like right about here-ish. I think you are safe to do. It doesn't have to be exact. It's just the sooner you do it, the more time you're going to save with the retry. And the reason you retry is because this game, I guess for immersion and effects or whatever, they decide to slow Ethan down. And once you hit this retry, it lifts that slowdown effect from Ethan and effectively just makes you faster. So when you pause this game, the IGT stops completely. The rules say you can't pause for, you know, like reasons unrelated to strats, like retries or waiting for a section to load, stuff like that. If you just pause and like, oh, I gotta answer the door, I gotta go to the restroom, like your run will get rejected. But if you're doing it for like this right here as a retry, you'll see a lot of times when people stop to retry, their menu will go like this and it looks like they're doing something specific that's saving them time or something, but it's not. It's just them holding up on their analog stick in this case, or if they're playing on PC, holding the W key or whatever. It's just to kind of make sure your momentum's still strong or still going at the exact time that you're hitting the pause menu to do your retry. So yeah, we go up here, and I've already done the retry. I'm not going to do it again, but yeah, you're just basically looking for the load icon at the top left to have triggered, and you just hit retry and hit yes. Whenever you come back in from the retry, there's going to be the continue option that pops up at the bottom right. As soon as that pops up, or as soon as it pops up, your IGT is going to start ticking again. So before it pops up, you need to already be spamming your X or whatever your bind is for OK. If you have the CRD, it's defaulted to circle, but I swapped my X and O, so it's still X for me. So yeah, we do the retry, and when we come back in, you know, we spam X to get through, and then you just kind of run a tight line here. And this is going to be our first, since this is a 100% run, we actually do need this videotape here. This is going to be our first quick turn grab. What I like to do is I have a normal grip on my left hand, and on my right hand I kind of have a light claw grip where I'm very loosely holding my index finger like curled above the symbol buttons. But whenever I turn this corner here, I'm still sprinting full speed, but I go ahead and as soon as I'm lined up and running straight towards the object I need to pick up, I swap my grip and I sort of flatten out my hand and put my index finger and my middle finger on X and circle respectively. Because what you're going to do is a quick turn grab. So a quick turn normally is backwards and circle, and you can hold backwards and then tap circle, or you can just kind of do them at the same time. But the grab, you pretty much want to do that exact same thing, but instead of just doing circle, you're doing circle and X at the same time. So for console, that actually is faster than grabbing it like this and then turning away and running. Normally, they're like, if you're going like completely backwards, especially from your object, then it's definitely faster. Here we're going opposite of this object, and then we're like almost immediately turning left. It's still faster though. So what you want to do, yeah, so make sure you're sprinting, and then as soon as you get in range of this, you want to go ahead and start holding or hit backwards and then circle and X at the same time. This is one of those things you just kind of need to practice the inputs for a bunch. It's not necessary. I'd say it's more of a later strat that you need to work on for the extra little bit of time save, but I mean, every bit counts. So yeah, we're sprinting up to this and we just hit backwards and circle and X at the same time. There's multiple parts of this run where you can use that, so might as well learn how to do it. That's what I would suggest in general when doing a speedrun is learn how to do everything, but don't necessarily do everything, if that makes sense, until you get to the point where, you know, you need that time save. But get familiar with the tricks of the trade and skips and such, so when you have to do them, it's not as much of an issue to add them in. Okay, menuing in this game is very important. The cursor in general has a memory to it. The only time it resets is whenever you go to an item box and you exit out without pulling your cursor back out to your main menu or your main inventory. Otherwise, it'll always stay where you leave it. So if I leave it on my tape there and I pull the menu back up, it's still there. If I do a cutscene or if I go to a new section and I haven't touched my menu, it'll still be there. Like it saves it indefinitely. So with it defaulted to the top left, what we're gonna do here is you sort of use the momentum of your character to let go of sprint a little early, and well, I guess not necessarily sprint, but your up direction. So you want to kind of like use the momentum of the game. It's like when you let go, you kind of go for a little bit longer, and so you use that split instance, knowing you're in sort of the right proximity of whatever you're trying to interact with. So here, what we're going to do is as soon as we interact, we're going to go right down, or you can go down right, either one, or hell, you could even go angled if you want to get fancy. It's a little harder to do on console because I would say the best way to do that is with the analog stick, but it's really easy to just slip right past. So I would just say go right down or down right, either one. So yeah, we're going up here and we just immediately hit X, right, down, X. We put the tape in. This run has a lot going on. I mean, there's 33 coins, I think, 32 files. Actually, let me check. Is it 30? Yeah, 33 coins, 32 files, and 20 Mr. Everywheres. 2 stabilizers, and 4 steroids. Those are the things that matter in this run. It's just pick up and use 4 steroids, pick up and use 2 stabilizers, read all 32 files, pick up all 33 coins, and destroy all 20 Mr. Everywheres. And other than that, it's just reach the end credits after the Evelyn fight. But yeah, as far as all the pickups and stuff go, I would highly recommend
Where did you find this guy? Give me a
making
break.
notes.
Hey, I only work
And I was
with
actually saying this earlier in
Speaking
someone's
which,
stream
make sure the
that
sound is right this time. I don't want a repeat of Amarillo.
the act of
That was
making
2
the
fucking
notes
years
to
ago.
me
I don't play
is
ADR.
sort of what helps me more so than needing to read the notes.
This new guy? I'm not feeling it.
But everybody has different
Don't be
methods.
surprised if we
Yeah,
have
whenever you
change.
spawn in for this tape, immediately just back up a little bit and look down, and there's going to be the lockpick there. And it defaults to the first empty slot. Like you have your quick slots here for your weapons, but it'll immediately go to your first empty slot down here. And what you want to do is immediately move this over 1 slot, because these 2 slots are where the bolt cutters are going to be placed in your inventory. And with the memory, or the cursor memory, that means whenever you pick up the bolt cutters, you can just spam X when you get to Mia's cell. So
Alright, let's go.
very small thing, but not only is it faster, but it also gives you the peace of mind of like when you go to interact with something, you already have your cursor in place, so you don't have to hit X and then look around like, where's the item I'm about to use, you know? It just gives you that peace of mind and lets you focus on other things. Our objective here is to get to this drawer right here. Not this one, but this one here that's locked. And you want to interact with it as soon as you can, like max distance. So as soon as you get to it, you hit X and you already have your cursor in the right spot. So you hit X again, and as soon as you hit X, you don't have to wait at all. Hit X and pause. That will stop the in-game timer. And then what you want to do is don't end it and don't retry it. You need to stop the video as soon as you can. Like I said, it does stop the in-game timer, but you don't want to sit on the pause screen too long for stuff like this because you don't want to get your run rejected. So the whole reason you do that tape is to unlock that drawer, and then it allows Ethan to be able to get that coin, which is pertinent to this run. Okay, so as soon as we come out of this, we want to start sprinting again. And when we get lined up with this right side of the chimney, we want to crouch down, or the fireplace rather. So as soon as you get about here, crouch down and tap your interact button, be it X or circle, whatever. This part you can stay crouched, spam X, and then jump up and sprint here. You can just spam sprint. It'll make Ethan stand back up and sprint at the same time. A lot of this beginning part is, I mean, I'm trying to explain the quick turn grabs and the general idea of the cursor memory and things for menuing. Menuing is huge in this game in general. And Madhouse, it's probably the craziest, but it's not the most important, because I think the way the times fluctuate for Madhouse runs, I mean, you could be playing perfect and still just die. Like, there's just so much time variance in a run like this, and it's pretty lengthy run in general. Like, I would imagine if you learn all the strats in this run, your first like several runs, you're probably not gonna even get sub 2 hours, I would imagine. That's just an arbitrary number, nothing specific, but that part there, you pretty much just want to look at the wall kind of like at 90 degrees. So if you're going through the water there, turn all the way this way, like completely toward the wall, and just sort of strafe until you hear the bubbles, and once you hear the bubbles, you're safe to turn and go. I should have gone over that as I was doing it. I just honestly kind of forgot talking about other things. Here, what you want to do is try and go for a quick turn grab if you want to. This is, like I said, this is also something that you can wait if you just want to do a regular grab and then quick turn afterwards. But I'm gonna go for a quick turn grab here. But you can see how like the interaction for this kind of, it's kind of strange. It'll almost feel like it's like it delays activating the option to interact with it. But basically what we want to do is sort of go into it and line it up so that way when we do quick turn, we're kind of facing the general direction of Mia's cell. So about here-ish. So we'll go in, do the quick turn grab, and when we go to interact here, get kind of flush with it roughly, and then just a little bit away, because when you interact with things in this game, if I interact from here, for example, it's gonna slowly slide me over, and then it's gonna do the actual animation of cutting the chain. So what you want to do to help it go faster is get Ethan in place with a full sprint and get roughly in the area or in the spot where the animation would start. So we come over here, we do the quick turn grab, we get up close here, and then we just spam X. And I was a little bit far away, but I mean, it's still pretty decent. And as soon as that finishes, you're able to just open the gate and then just come interact with Mia. This is probably a good spot if you wanted to. As soon as he grabs Mia, you could pause the game and check your stats and see what time you have if you don't want to run splits. And people have different spots to do it, but a lot of the top runners seem to pause around the same times. So if you want to do that, it's optional.
What do you
But
mean?
remember, don't pause the game for any other reasons other than checking time, letting areas load in, or retrying. That's something else too. I'm going to go ahead and mention is I think if you run this game
What the hell's going on?
with an HDD,
We need to go.
then
Daddy?
We need to go now.
there's a few spots where you're going to have to pause the game to let it catch up and sort of load in the area. Like there's one spot in the old house. I think there's one in the basement.
Someplace
And maybe a couple of other areas. I have an SSD and a PS4 Pro, but I think it's just the SSD that seems to make it to where I don't have to worry about that. Okay, while she's when she starts talking here, that's your cue that you're free to go do what you need to do, like read notes and such. Make sure she's already talking. I was waiting too long here. And then as soon as she starts talking, you can come read this, and if you want, you can do a quick turn grab on it to flip it around easily. And then you also need to read this item too. And then you can delete it. The reason you delete it is because if you don't, it's going to be in your chest later, and it just takes up space.
Not now.
And then move your items as such. Get your
It's this way.
bolt cutters here, and then put your cursor on the left of it. That way later on we can spam X for the use, and then when we get to the fuse we can just hit left once to use that. So menuing is pretty precise for a while in this run, I would say. Eventually it gets a little bit crazy because
We have to talk.
in Madhouse specifically there's a lot of
That wasn't
extra
me.
RNG, I would say, as
I
far as
didn't.
like you have to pick up a lot more items.
What's going on?
And
telling
there's
you
randomness to the
everything that I
items you
know.
pick up in like cabinets,
We have to go this way.
or some cabinets and some boxes and stuff like that. Because of that, because you have to pick up so much more, that adds the randomness to your actual inventory.
Mia,
So it can get a little crazy to keep it all in line. What I would say is, while you're playing through and making save files and such, just pull up your menu at certain key points in the run and just take a screenshot of it, like just the menu itself or the inventory, and you can just, you know, highlight certain items or circle them or make notes or whatever. It's really nice to just know approximately what your inventory looks like without having to pull it up while you're running or something, you know, because this game you can't pull up your inventory while moving.
I remember this
Okay, this part, you want to come, I come to this
I'm sure of it.
this column here, and I have an Asus logo on my monitor, and I line up the middle of that logo with the bottom left
We're gonna be a
of the
family.
column here,
Now that you're
and
here.
then I line up my left side of the screen with that brick on the bottom left. There's like a corner, the bottom left corner of it, and then I just wait. And she screams. That one's kind of hard to show, honestly. I probably defer you to Yassi's guide for that specific lineup. It's hard to like just talk about it without showing you specifically. Since this is sort of a one-shot scuffed guide, I just have to talk it through. I can't really like show you like very specific things. But her guide is super useful for figuring out that kind of stuff. Alright, here you don't really have to do anything. You can, like, the game allows you to like resist or block or whatever. You don't even need to do any of that. You pretty much just like once you kick her back right here, that's when you need to sprint forward with Ethan. Like right here. Now you sprint forward directly towards her. You don't have to press anything else just to get her going again. This next part, when she knocks herself out, you're going to want to, there's multiple ways to do it, but the fastest way is to sort of stand in a sweet spot and allows her, it just kind of re-aggroes her the fastest you can do it. So after she knocks herself out here, we're gonna go grab both med packs, and we're gonna use, I'm gonna use one of them. That way my blood spots on my screen will actually allow me to line up this quick aggro here.
I've been bad. I deserve this.
I'll try and point it out with the blood on my screen, I guess, if I can.
What the fuck are you, man?
So we're gonna immediately turn right and run into this bathroom. I'm going slow right here, but as we're running in, tag this drawer and then grab this from as far away as possible, and then grab this one, and you're running back out. And while you're running out, go ahead and heal. And you're running over here, and there's a sort of a spot on the wall. Let's see if I can show it. Okay, I'm gonna point it out with my menu. Let's see. Right about where my med pack is. Well, it's hard to point it out there. How do I line this up? Okay, the check on Mia thing at the top left. That's what we'll do. Okay, let's see if I can get it just right. This spot on the wall about right there, on the far right of where it says check on Mia, the objective, that's the spot on the wall I'm gonna line up with the blood spots at the bottom or the middle left of my screen. Yeah, sorry, it is kind of hard to talk about doing it all on the fly, but that's kind of where I'm going to be standing. So I have two red spots at the bottom middle or the left middle of my screen. The one on the right side, the more circular looking one, is the one I sort of line up when I look completely down with that spot on the wall. And you see how she was instantly ready? Normally it would take a few seconds, but basically you just want to look all the way down and sort of scoot up and line up that blood spot with that specific spot on the wall. That's how I do it. There's other ways to line it up, and it just makes her aggro as fast as possible. This part, whenever she throws you, just immediately start spamming X and look right at the X, and you want to count your hits here. I'm going to go for about 12 hits, and what you're going to do is aim for her face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm gonna do one more hit and then I'm gonna block. I did 13 hits to be safe. You can actually do it in like 12 or less hits. This part depends a lot on, she can give you bad RNG and waste a lot of time if she gets grabby or if she gets really passive. So I count my hits, because if I get 12 hits, I'll sometimes just go for that extra hit like I did here, and that just allows you to block, which I have mine bound to L2. You can block, and as she swings at you, you stop her and you immediately bury your axe in her shoulder for the finishing blow. You can actually do it without blocking at all. It's just faster to go ahead and trigger the death animation if you block after you know you've done enough damage to her. Okay, so as we're running over this way, we're gonna drop, I'm gonna go ahead and drop my heel, and I would look down, and there's a shadow cast by the little dresser here, and I look as far down as I can, and I line the flat side of my screen up with the bottom of that shadow, and that at that point we'd be waiting for the phone call. But since I was talking about it, the phone was already ringing. But normally you'd have to wait there by the shadow for like a couple seconds or something.
Dude, what the fuck is going on?
But yeah, just make sure you count your hits so you can tell approximately when you're able to do the finishing blow on Mia 1, which is the fight we just did. Okay, as soon as you hang up with her, you have to hold / spam sprint a lot. Look for your axe, snag it up fast. This is our next retry. I'm gonna use that board right there where the tip of my axe shadow is lined up with. That's the board we're gonna be looking at to do this retry. So what I do is I run with my camera all the way down, and as soon as I get about midway up that board right there to my left is when I pause the game. So about here-ish, and that's actually a little far, and you just retry once you see the load icon at the top left. And this is the same thing as earlier in the run. There's only 2 you do, but it effectively gives you a speed boost. It lifts that slowdown off of Ethan. Tag this drawer while you're running past. This is the drawer that you unlocked in the tape. So as you're running past here, tag it and then keep running and line up your character pretty flush and even with this this chain here, and you're able to spam X since we had our cursor in the right spot. You're gonna need to click X again to actually open it, and then you have to wait just a split second, grab the fuse, you're able to grab the coin on the way back through, and just this part is just, you gotta remember where you're headed. You're going to use that fuse you just picked up. But kind of hug around tight on the wall, and once you get around here, you can kind of see when the hitbox appears for it. You don't have to be all the way flush with it. You don't have to be lined up with it. You can actually be just off to the side. So when you get about here-ish, like just at an angle. So we're running through and just like, boom, boom. So we interact, so X, left, X. Put in the fuse. We trace our steps back, and then we interact with Mia here. I'm gonna make a save file before Mia 2 and try and go over her a couple of times. She's pretty tricky and pretty scary, honestly.
It fucking hurts!
This is another part where you can sort of reach for the fork or whatever. I have to do R1 to do it, but it doesn't affect anything time-wise, so you can just literally sit here. Which is both nice and awful at the same time. You know, if you need to give your hands a break for whatever reason or whatever, there's ample opportunities in this game to AFK for a second or a long time. But pretty much as soon as you get control of Ethan here again, just start running. And if you're wondering why my hand is not severed, it's because I'm playing on the 0D version of this game, which is a censored Japanese version, which actually saves you about 25 or 27 seconds in game time. Okay, get up these stairs, take a nice line to this button, spam X for this. Okay, at this point I'm gonna make the save file. So I'm actually gonna grab both of these tapes and move them over here. And our cursor would be here normally on the left side. But I'm gonna go ahead and make the save file now, and after the save file is made, then I will move my cursor back to where it's supposed to be. It's another little thing too. If you're just starting practice for the day and you just booted up your game, your cursor will always be at the top left. So if you want, like before you hit retry, for example, if you've moved your cursor over here or something, before you do retry, you can like put it back or just do it afterwards. Is that cursor memory is very stubborn in that way. But this is where we'll need it for when we get to the main house too. So either put it here early, you know, like after if you do it how I showed you, then your cursor is going to be here for the fuse anyway. But if for whatever reason it's not here, by the time you're about to trigger the Jack grabbing you and knocking you out, make sure you move it after the Mia 2 fight at least. 'Cause you're going to need it for the key grab and the key use. So we made the save file. Now, since this is kind of a beginner friendly tutorial, you're going to go in this room and you're going to snag bullets, med pack, and then the gun. You can do that in whatever order. That one just seems a lot easier to do.
Fine.
And then you're gonna come this way. There are bullets right here, but it's only 3 of them, I believe. Yeah, it's 3. So what I do is when I enter this room, I go ahead and hug the right side. I go in this room. These are 10 bullets here. So as soon as you grab these, do a sharp turn. Med pack, very important. Open this, grab these 5 bullets, and then you're gonna get on the ladder to trigger the fight. Okay, so we have about 17 bullets. What you can do is if you do an axe opener, by the time you start doing the gun strat, you can sort of run this way and snag these bullets for free as you're maybe running out this door to start shooting her in her face. The general idea of this is when she drops down, try and get some good axe hits in. And the way this RE engine works is you can sort of clip through the boss and get multi-hits. And the higher your frame rate, this mostly applies to PC, but if you have a really high frame rate, you can effectively 2-shot, sometimes even 1-shot the boss. I think even on Madhouse, you can get like just a few hits, kill. Okay, so what we're gonna do is after we trigger this fight, we're gonna line our light up, in the middle of our light, with sort of this board right here that my axe is tracing. And then we're going to turn left about 90 degrees and look down and get our light roughly. Okay, so we're going to use this picture here that my axe is going over, the shadow, and then this piece of like sheetrock here that my shadow is going over. Those 2 are important. So we get this line up here, we turn left, we look down, get our light about halfway up that sheetrock, and just sort of move left about here-ish. It's really precise, and this is another thing I'm gonna probably refer you to Yassi's guide for, because she has all this mapped out nice and neat, and you're able to see like red lines or whatever showing you where specific things are. But this is about where we'll line up, and once Mia drops down, we're gonna sprint in and crouch and do a strong attack, which is not just an R1 like this. That's a light attack. You actually do. I have it bound to L1. It could be L2 for you. So I hold L1 and then I swing. So you can see it's like a slightly slower, but it's a stronger attack. And what you want to do, you want to happen is for that to be a clip hit, and it'll like multi-hit her and stagger her, and you just get as many of those as you can. And once she kind of gets away from you, you just start doing regular R1s, and you kind of keep on her, behind her, kinda a little to her left, but stay close to her but not completely on top of her after you get going. That's like the complete axe strat, and if it gets crazy, you just kind of back up, heal real quick, and smack her in the face for a stagger, and then wrap around again and start doing quick attacks like kind of on her left side of her ass a little bit. So let's go ahead and try it. And since we have a save file, we can redo this fight if needed. So line up about there. Move over a little bit here with light. Move in, crouch. And then just get right on top of her. And then we're gonna pull back since we got hit. And then go for headshots. I'm really bad at headshots. I usually do the axe strat only, so. I'd say it's worth making these headshots count, because they do a lot of damage, and it takes forever to reload. So, see, I'm really bad with the gun. But yeah, try your best to figure out her pattern. She's really awkward to shoot in the face.
I am responsible.
But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do this fight multiple times since I'm so bad at these shots. Alright, you can see she's dead there. That's why like those 3 bullets I feel like don't really matter too much. As long as you take your time and hit your headshots, she's gonna die pretty fast. All right, so let's do all of that again. This time I'm gonna try and get a better axe opener. And if you want to see this done a little better, not a lot better, but a little better, my PB videos will show pretty decent fights on her. At least my 100% one. So we're gonna wrap around here. We're gonna get these 10 bullets. Turn as soon as we grab that. Get this med pack. Open this up. 5 bullets here. Aggro the fight. Hold right. Line that up. Move left here. Out here-ish. And just walk in. Crouch. You can like hear the multi-hits there though. I'm gonna try and get behind her again. Okay, let's try and get underneath her, sort of. See how I'm like kind of trying to hook her left backside and not get like completely on top of her, but stay kind of close to her. And then if we get away, we get a head stagger, get back on her left side, and she's already dead. The reason she died so fast there though, even though that was a little sloppy, is because I got some disgusting multi-hits with strong attacks in the first like 2 swings that I did. But in my runs I usually just do axe only and go for that. But this time I just kind of want to show all the strats that I know of and that we've worked on.
Fine.
And so you're aware of it. You don't necessarily have to do it, and in fact I would encourage you not to do the axe only strat for this fight starting off for probably a very long time, until your time gets about maybe low 150s or something. Okay, line this up. Go in, crouch, strong attack. See, sometimes that happens. We'll just do the gun now. Make your shots count here. I'm really, really bad at these shots myself, as you can see. Like, fucking awful. But if you do make them count, it will benefit you greatly. So like even like slowing down your shots, and like if you slow them down and hit everyone, it's really nice. And I'm sort of like walking into her and then turning around and like trying to kind of bait her attack. You see we killed her with a few bullets to spare, but I'll do it one more time. This is just, I don't know what I can say other than just get used to her awkward ass head movements, and you know, just slow down your shots and make them count. Like I said, I'm not very good at it. I've never been great at it. Plus I don't even use the gun anymore on her, so I'm out of practice. But like I said, learn all the strats, learn the best strats, and then learn the peach strats, and probably use the peach strats for a while until you get comfortable and you need the time save, then swap to the harder strats. This run is very difficult to finish in general. So you walk in, crouch, strong attack, and then start doing light attacks. Gonna get to her back left side. You gotta be careful, because the hard part to me here is avoiding hitting the wall and the beams and stuff. Like when she gets too close to it, you're always wasting your attacks hitting other objects, not her. Okay, and we got her that time. That was pretty clean. A little slow because I made contact with the wall. I'm not sure if I want to do this fight again. I think that'll be it. But yeah, those are the things. Look at Yassi's guide if you're not in the RE7 Discord, and that'll show specific line notes for certain parts of this game. And then, like I said, practice. I mean, I'm showing you what I can, trying to explain as best I can. It's kind of a lot. But there's just like general ideas of like, if you're going to do the axe strat, for example, just kind of get behind her a little to the left, not too close to her, and kind of that sweet spot. And after you just, it's really easy to practice this fight because the save file is just, you know, 20 seconds away, which is nice. That's not always the case with, especially with Madhouse with retries. So it's nice. This is one of the hardest fights, but it's really easy to practice. I don't know exactly how long it takes, but I'm gonna just say, let's say 30 seconds it takes for Jack to grab you here, and you kind of want to be moving. I don't know that you have to be moving the whole time, but it's safe to just be moving around while you're waiting on him. And there we go. And I split right when he drops his foot on my face. So my first split for this game is right there. Alright, we're just skipping ahead through the black screen and the cutscene and everything. And the dinner has already happened, and all you pretty much do here is just hold left on your left analog stick as soon as Jack exits out there and closes the door. That's all I do. And it tips me over. And you're gonna get a checkpoint here. Look at the top left of your screen. Get a little load icon. And so what that means is if you do die, you'll at least spawn right back here again. So what you want to do for this section, first things first, you can see my cursor saved from the guest house. Like I was saying, the very stubborn cursor memory. Abuse that. Now, exit out this left side of the door and don't touch this part of the door at all. Leave it flush and closed, and exit out here. And as you're running past this part, sort of tag that door, and you're still going to be sprinting this whole time. I keep slowing down to show things more precisely, but you're going to be sprinting the whole time you're doing this. Now, when you round this corner, what you want to do for this Jack interaction is the fast strat is you sort of hug the right side of the wall, not completely because there's like little parts that jut out, but sort of the right side of the hallway. And when you get down to the end, you sort of like turn left and then whip right and then go back left again to get the key. That's the fast ideal version of it. But it doesn't always work out cleanly because Jack likes to grab and swing early and different things. This is one of the more random parts of the run, I would say. But since we have a retry here, I can show it multiple times. So that's what I'm going to go for here. I'm going to hug the right side. I'm going to hug it, and I'm gonna go left, right, like so. Grab the key, and I'm going to spam X to use that there. Then crouch down, let him do what he's got to do. You like crouch and block. Now when you turn, when he grabs you here, you can just sort of block it, and then turn around and run again. Close this door. Close this one. And then I'll try and explain this part. I've already done it. Basically what I did on that one was a sort of crouch into a quick turn grab use on the trapdoor. And it's not always needed, but if you think he's going to sort of teleport to you or get to you and grab you, he does the leg chop animation, and it takes fucking forever. So to prevent that, yeah, you sort of let me show you on the actual door itself before I get to it. So you kind of like, as you're getting up here, you crouch down and you get the prompt to be able to interact with it, and you do your regular quick turn grab input, so backwards X and circle, and then you tap X to use the key, which we don't have at the moment. And what that does is if he does do the grab animation to chop your leg off, he'll miss basically. So you want to crouch into it and then turn and then insert the key. And you'll be stuck here for a second. He'll swing over your head. He'll probably grab you and throw you over here. Then you gotta like slip past him, and you want to grab these two items. If you have time and he's nowhere close to you, after you've opened this trap door, grab the neuro round and the separating agent, and you can go ahead and combine them together in slot 1 and 2. Yeah, I don't think it matters if you... yeah, it doesn't matter if you hit X on the separating agent first or the neuro round. Either way, once you have one selected, double tap it and then move over and click the other one to combine them to separate the neuro round into a strong chem fluid. So let's try this again. Close everything back. We'll do this section. So you spawn here, go left side of the door, tag this door as you're running past. We're gonna kind of hug the right side, and we do a left, right, left here. You see how sometimes you just get hit, but it's still pretty fast. Now crouch down and block. Let him do like 2 swings and start sprinting. And you can hear him. Do you hear him grunt and go in for the 3rd attack? That means we should be good to ignore Jack completely here. I'm gonna go ahead and close this door just to be safe. But you should be able to just interact here. Grab this, combine them, and move your cursor down to the bottom left slot. And then we just go. That was pretty ideal. Yes, we got hit, but speed-wise it was good. I'm gonna do that a few more times just to try my best to kind of talk through what I think Jack's doing. If I'm completely honest, I'm really bad at Jack Hallway. But I'll tell you what I can, and hopefully it helps you a little bit. Alright, so running down the hall, move over to the right side, left, right, left. Like so.
Out before dinner was done.
Insert our key, which our cursor was in the wrong spot. Like I said, whenever you do retries, your cursor saves to that spot. So when you're practicing like this, it can make it kind of awkward. Your cursor's not going to be quite where you want it to be for practice reasons. Here's another option you have. When you come back through here, you can also hide. Make sure you're behind this little shelf thing completely from him to be safe. As soon as he turns around and starts running back, crouch walk all the way over here. Go ahead and do your menuing like so. If you stand up and try and run while he's walking away from you in this room like this, he's actually going to aggro to you. So if you come out from behind here, you have to actually crouch walk like so.
I'm on to you.
Uh-oh. Okay. Anyway, we'll do it one more time. But yeah, that was a good example of the cursor being weird, or not being weird, working properly, but also serving as kind of annoying when you're doing a practice session like this. All right, so open the left side, open this door. Don't hug completely right yet until after this part. Now hug right, and then we'll do like the quick left, right, left thing. Then he grabs us.
Before dinner was done.
Try and block that. Crouch down and block. Try and slip past him. Now start sprinting. He's gonna grab us here. You can either crouch block or just regular block here.
Don't worry, I'm still here.
I'm gonna let him grab us right here. Just to wait a second. I'm gonna crouch block. Close this door on him. In this instance, I would normally do the safe strat, but okay, there it is. We did the crouch sort of. See how he throws us now? I'll turn around away from him and then go in the hole. Okay. So basically, like I was saying, you crouch into it when you know he's going to get close enough to do the grab animation for the leg chop. And you do a quick turn, grab, insert essentially while crouched. And then that locks your character in place. He swings over your head like he did, and then he chucks you away from the trap door. Oh, give me 1 second. I don't want to do this part quite yet. But after he does that, you want to just go back to the door if it closes and try and get it opening again and sort of turn away from him like I did and hold block, and he'll try and grab you and spin you around and stuff. But at that point, it's just basically a struggle to like get in the door or get under the house while also having grabbed the the new around and the separating agent. It's really crazy. There's so much randomness to this run in general, but especially Jack Hallway. Okay, after we get in the save room here, our goal is to activate this phone. So we run out here, so we tag open the door, and as soon as you see the phone icon, or as soon as you've made it far enough out, you can turn and just run straight for this phone. And if you're looking down far enough and you hit X late enough, you won't pick up the map right there in front of you.
Fuck are they?
It's a very small thing, but just something to keep in mind. Okay, so after we grabbed, or after we unlocked the trap door, I think we had enough time to grab the to use. Okay, we grabbed these, but we were never able to combine them. Okay, so if we had time to combine them, I would want my cursor here for the Jack 1 fight. Since it's not 1 but 2 items now, I would want my cursor here for the Jack 1 fight. And the thing is, you're gonna have so much time, so much downtime in the Jack 1 fight, it doesn't really matter as far as, you know, combining items, deleting items, moving items, whatever you gotta do. So this is my goal spot right here. So what I'm gonna do, leave my cursor there, and we're gonna, as soon as the phone call's over, I'm gonna grab the gunpowder, and I'm gonna go to this chest. And what I would do is do a quick turn grab on the chest like so, hit X 3 times to get rid of all of our NG plus pop-ups. Go left, hit the coin, so XX, it puts it in our inventory. And then with the cursor memory, if you hit right back into your inventory again, it's going to keep it there. And then we're going to go right here in the instance that we did not get to separate our items out. And then circle. And so if I pull up my menu again, there it is, exactly where we want it. This is going to allow us later to insert the lockpick into the box without having to move our cursor around at all, which is really nice. So I'm going to show probably 2 versions of this part. One with getting the herb and the chem fluid, which are over here, by the way. There's the chem fluid. There's the herb. But I'm going to show, yeah, both versions of it. So that's what I would do normally. Grab the gunpowder, do a quick turn grab, boom, boom, boom for the pop-ups, grab the coin, and then move my cursor manually over. Because this is what happens if you, so see where my cursor is now, like memory-wise. Say I exit out when my cursor is over in the main box. I press circle. When I open my inventory back with triangle, you can see my cursor defaults back to the top left. So that's exactly why we do it. So we do what I gotta do, and then we move right twice. Okay. Now we're gonna go. We want to pretty much like tag this corner of this sort of left side of this board, and then immediately run and sort of weave through this part, because you don't want to bump this door. If you run into it, it opens a little bit. You want this door flush like so the whole time. So if you can, just kind of slip past it. It's not a big deal. I mean, if you absolutely want to, you could even do this and just open it all the way. I like it closed though, because when we come back through later, we're just able to run right past it. Anyway, so yeah, when you're running through from the save room as normal, sort of tag this corner and then immediately run here, weave through this, and then interact with old boy.
Hey, you gotta help me.
Back up.
And then here's another one of the
Do
million
you live here? I mean, is this your
cutscene downtime sections.
No.
All right. Now
It
we
wouldn't
got
be so
several calls
bad
about to make
if you could
first
do
example.
something while this stuff was happening, like clean up your inventory in the instance that you had a lot going on.
There are crazy
But
people in this house trying to fucking kill
you
me.
just sit here and wait.
All right. Let me tell you this. You don't exactly seem like you playing with a full deck yourself. All right.
Are you kidding me?
Look,
But yeah, I'll show this again, this section with getting
and I
the
can't rule
chem
out
fluid in
that an
the
outsider like yourself
the
may not
herb.
be involved.
All right. I'll tell you whatever you
When
want.
you're just learning this run, you're definitely gonna want a lot of heals anyway. You're gonna get hit a lot, and you're gonna get
You
critical.
gotta give me your gun.
And The thing about getting critical is it not only puts you in the spot where you can get killed by a a molded just looking at you wrong, you just fall over dead,
Want to see my
but
name in the
mainly,
obituaries?
or another
One
thing
hero
is
saved my life.
you also move slower. So you always want to, if you have a heal out of
fucking
critical
pocket
health
knife.
to get you in a normal moving speed.
That's all you're gonna get.
And then
Now go.
I guess it
Garage.
goes without saying, but like you pretty much always want to be sprinting in this game. They just immediately
What am I gonna
sprint
do
this
with
way.
it?
As soon as you chop this, spam X for the bullets. So in one fluid motion, just sort of like slice it and grab the bullets at the same time. And then stuff like this, you just kind of hold forward and spam X. This is actually a good part to make a save file for if you don't have one, which I'm not gonna do it this time. I'll probably do it the next time I run through this part. But you can actually have done the cutscene with the cop over by the window and open the store already, and then you run back and you can go make the save file in the room. I think you have like 2 tapes or something or whatever. Okay, but yeah, let's show this fight. So you can see where my cursor is. We picked up these 2 items, the gunpowder and the coin from the save room / chests. We picked up the bullets just now, and our cursor is already here, which the next item we need to pick up is the lockpick. So let's go in.
Hey, we gotta get the
Okay,
fuck
this
out of here.
fight,
First, you need to tell me
the
what you're
knife
doing out there
damage
alone
doesn't
in the
seem
middle of
to
the
really
night.
matter early
what about
on.
you?
What's
Once
my
he
job?
gets in the car
Your job?
and looks
Tell me.
towards
Answer my
you,
questions.
that seems to be when his iframes are lifted. So that's when I wait to do actual damage to him. So what we're gonna do here, you can just kind of walk to the right side and pick up this gun. I'm swapped back to the knife. You can do a quick turn grab on that lockpick there. Run straight to this. Insert that with spam X. Get ready to, well, I don't have to block it this time. And then you can kind of spam X again to get out of the car, or sometimes he just grabs you anyway.
I'm driving.
Okay, get our gun ready. And you can do a few things here while you're waiting. But main thing is be ready as soon as he turns his head. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay. And grab this. Now we want to make our enhanced ammo, move our coin here. Reload to enhanced, then reload to regular. Go to our knife. Set our menu up exactly like this. That's how I set it up. This is one of those moments where you want to take a screenshot of your inventory, which you can actually wait until the fight's over if you want. It's fine. This fight is pretty simplistic, but a lot of stuff can go wrong. There's a shelf lock that can happen. He can grab you early as you're trying to run over and use the lockpick. You can sometimes mess up the damage done to him in the car, and he drives around extra and stuff, and it wastes a bunch of time. But the main thing is, whenever he's in the car and he turns his face towards you, that's when I start shooting. I don't even do quick fire shots, which I'll explain later. I just start shooting, boom, boom, boom. And as he's driving away, you kind of have to lead him a bit. And once you get that 7th shot, that 6th and 7th shot seem really important as he's driving away to make sure he crashes here. But if you want to, you can just quick fire with like, which quick fire basically works is you hit, so my fire button is R1 and my aim is L1. So you're like, you fire and then you aim and then fire again, and you just keep alternating aim like that as you're firing, and it allows you to fire much faster. It's not necessary on this fight, but you can if you want to. And you don't need the extra 3 bullets. You can use all 10 if you want, it's fine. But you can see how much time we had to go run over, grab the heal, move all of our inventory around, make our enhanced bullets, reload our gun, and we're still able to waste some time and wait for him. And as he comes towards you from the car, you can just kind of crouch down and knife him in his legs a couple times to stagger him, and you just get over in this general area. What I like to do is sort of get on this line here and just wait, and it like staggers me this way like twice. But I don't know, it doesn't really matter too much. because even if you like spawn like right here, when you try and get on the ladder, it like delays it anyway. So even if you're like facing backwards, you can just turn toward it and go up or whatever. Okay, so you can see how we had our inventory set. Like I said, just might want to take a screenshot of that section of the game, and then you can just like circle where the cursor is, or just know where your inventory should look like. When you get up here, immediately grab this coin. You can do a quick turn grab if you want, so like as we're turning we can sort of just quick turn grab it, which I messed it up there. This part you can also do another quick turn grab, and then you spam X and then cancel out of it and then grab the shelf. This is more like advanced stuff that's not completely necessary, especially on Madhouse, but you can if you want to. So make sure to grab that after you unlock it. That's very important. And then this part here, we're gonna, since it's 100%, I'm gonna whip out my gun here and shoot the bobble. Okay, something to note about the bobbles, I swear to you, the further away you are from something, the better your accuracy is with this handgun, with the G17. So what I like to do is, like, as I'm running up here and I open the door, I kind of back up and then tag it. But the thing is, if you back up far enough, the door closes automatically. So you want to back up too far. See, about right there, you can see kind of the, maybe just at where this curtain is, you have all that space. But like I said, it seems to me like the further away you are, the more accurate your gun becomes. But I don't know, it's just weird to me. So that's our first bobble. And then once we get up here with our cursor in this spot, you're able to sort of use your momentum and interact with this, like letting go of your analog stick. Because here's what happens if you don't let go of your analog stick when you try and interact. Watch. And you're going to end up using your knife. So you have to use your momentum of your character, and sort of you just have to learn about where the hitboxes trigger for these things. So I'm letting go, and then I'm hitting X twice. While this is activating, I'm aiming towards that thing there, and it's trolling me as usual. And if you have time, don't do this if the door is already unlocked. But if you hit your shot quickly and that the animation is still happening for this front door to unlock, you can hit your menu, hit right, and then cancel out of it. And you can cancel out your menu with like I have it bound to triangle, so you can do triangle twice, or you can just do triangle and then circle, whatever. If you have time for it, that's a very small thing. And then as this is opening up, or as you're opening up, you can swap to your knife and swipe this bobble here, tag this cabinet, and then tag this drawer, turn back, grab the gunpowder, and then get the coin. And then here, as soon as you round this corner here, you're able to interact with that. You don't want to interact with the top, that just tells you scorpion key. You want to aim towards where the key slot or the coin slot is. So you round about the recliner and just spam X. If you didn't have time to move your cursor, then, you know, obviously you'd have to go left one or right one, sorry. Okay, so what we did there, while we were waiting for the animation to finish, like the little cage takes a few seconds to unlock. So we open up our menu here, and I like to move my gunpowder right here in the bottom third slot. And then I move my cursor back to where it was, because the key we're picking up here is going to go in the slot that our cursor is in now. So when it opens and we're able to interact with it, I do a quick turn grab like so. And I go towards this door, spam that, move my cursor over to that third slot there, like so. And what that's going to allow us to do is to make gunpowder in a bit. This is another quick turn grab if you want to do it. It just allows you to turn this like so and hit X twice on it. So not a huge deal, but if you want, you can just grab it like this and do the same thing. And after we grab that, what I like to do is go in the there's a save room coming up where 2 files are. I like to go here early so that way I can actually have a chance at getting more bullets. So I just kind of hug the right side, and sometimes this guy just fucks you up. So tag that on your way in, and you can kind of quick turn, read that, get these bullets on the way out. Go back down here. We have a med pack on us, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and use it because my health is incredibly low already. Normally I'd want to save it, but I pretty much have to use it there. When you go in this room, tag this note first. Something to note, no pun intended, something to note about these notes is these, when you interact with them, you can hit X twice and it'll read / cancel it like that. Bam bam. The thing is, if you spam it too fast, you're going to keep reading it like so, and you can't get away from it. So what I like to do is kind of do my like a X circle kind of thing, so I guarantee that I don't get caught up in it. So I'm just doing like a light claw grip, and then you want to get these bullets, swipe that, tag this one first, the red hands, and then tag this one before you get the coin. I didn't actually hit it, did I? And then you're able to run over here, and while you're running this distance, it's already going through the animation of opening, because a lot of things in this game just take time to fully animate. And once this allows you to interact with it, it's kind of a weird sweet spot here. You can see how it cancels out. Like I can't interact with it anymore, so you kind of want to be close to it. And as soon as you see the X, or it shows circle here, but it's bound to X for me. Something you just got to get used to. As soon as you see that pop up, you want to go ahead and interact with it and start it opening. And look how long it takes to activate for you to be able to pick up the key. You get about, I don't know, maybe a solid 2 seconds there. So while this is opening, go ahead and pull up your menu, and you can actually go ahead and make one of the enhanced ammos that you're going to need. You're going to get another gunpowder soon. And then you want your cursor moved to the first empty slot. It's not mandatory that you make the enhanced ammo yet, because you'll have time at the next door, but you can use your time wisely like this. But the main thing is make sure your cursor is in the first empty slot. And when I say empty slot, I don't count these up top, because these are like quick slots. Empty slot being all these extra ones down here. So get your cursor there, and then you can kind of pull away from this as it's animating still. And you can see how far away I am from it. You don't have to be like right on top of it. You can actually pull all the way back here if you're still waiting for it to spawn. Grab it. Sneak past this guy as best you can. Grab this ammo. I'm going to show you the nice comfy strat here. As soon as you enter this room, crouch down and line up your shot with this guy about there-ish, and then go back left. Gunpowder, shotgun shells. You should be able to spam X here, make your ammo, and you can reload to your regular ammo here, which is L1 triangle. Try and shoot this box as you're coming in, and when you get here, you have options. You can either look at what is in the box, or you can just pick it all up automatically, because you're gonna have time in the fight to deal with it either way. In this case, it'd probably be smarter for me to just grab the chem fluid and ignore the bullets. That's what I'm gonna do. The thing is, it gets kind of weird. Look how the hitboxes change. Although I'm still aimed at the strong chem fluid, it's giving me bullet options. So you got to be careful here. I would say probably just grab them both, but in this instance, I'm actually just gonna grab this, and I'm gonna shoot off the extra ammo, and then I'm gonna reload to enhanced here. Okay, and there we go. I'm probably gonna just retry this whole section again, but the main thing is whenever you get to this fight, make sure your ammo is on enhance. It's very important. But I'll do this whole section again, and then the next part will be from Jack 2 on, which is the fight we're about to do there. Okay, so we're all the way back at the beginning, just after the dinner scene. So cursor, I'm just gonna try and best I can run through all of this fluidly, and I'll sort of talk through it a little bit. But yeah, we just kind of hug the right side here. We do our left movement if we can.
Thought you just slip out
Perfect.
before dinner was done?
Insert this. Alright, slip past him. This is not great RNG, so he's gonna grab us once or twice. Probably twice. Okay. Well. Let's try the crouch thing here, I guess.
You came to the wrong
See how we're
house,
frozen? I
boy.
literally can't move my character right now. This part of it. Let him grab us. See how we're crouched down and blocking? And now I can slip in. It's scary, but it's not too bad if you know what you're doing. The main thing is like when you insert the key, crouch down and do a quick turn, grab, insert, and then spam X to use the actual key. You'll be frozen there. He'll grab you and throw you. Go back to the door and try and open it again, and then crouch and sort of face away from him. Okay, in this part, as soon as we come up, we tag the door. We go back to the phone. I just kind of look down, spam X. And again, we weren't able to combine our items, so I'm gonna have to go to the one slot extra to the right. I'm gonna actually go ahead and combine them here, just so I can show you what I would normally do in like a good run, like when everything's going well. So let's pretend Jack didn't mess with us there at the trap door. I would have already had combined these and then moved my cursor here. So I'm now gonna grab this. I'm gonna spam through that, get the coin, make sure I hit right on my D-pad again to get my cursor in the right spot. And then we're gonna tag the left side of this board. Go here, wrap through this door. Do this again.
Hey, you gotta help me.
Hold on, back up.
And I know the cutscenes are
Sir, do you
horrible,
really-
and I don't know why they don't let us skip them, but
Me, no.
it's just
no.
part of it. If you can't take it watching this guide video, you probably don't need to run this game, because
You understand.
it's
I gotta
like
get out.
every reset you gotta rewatch every
You're
freaking
not
one of
listening
them.
to me. There are
So
crazy people in
stupid.
this house trying to fucking kill me.
Well, all right. Let me tell you this.
But
You don't exactly
yeah, I
seem
just
like
want to be
yourself,
thorough, because
all right?
Are you kidding
I
me?
think repetition is very important when learning things, especially things that are this difficult.
And I can't rule
And
out that
it
an
also helps
outsider like
me,
yourself
if I do
may not
things
be
multiple
wrong.
times showing it, I might
I'll tell you
cover
whatever you
something
want.
that I didn't the first time.
Now, that's more like it.
So I'm
Now,
trying not to miss
you may be
anything
wrong.
important.
We'll talk there.
Hey,
But
wait. You gotta
yeah,
give
just
me your
like
gun.
take notes.
You must have lost your
Like
mind.
maybe this section of the house, know that there's 3 coins to pick up, or know that there's 4 files to read, for example, that kind of thing.
wanna
If
see
you
my
want to
name
do
in the
general
obituary?
notes, or it can be really
Wanna be a hero and
specific.
save my life.
Either way, like I said before, just the act of making notes helps me tremendously to learn
A fucking
a
pocket knife?
run, especially a run this complicated.
Take it. That's all you're gonna do.
All right, so
Now go.
start
Hurrah.
sprinting and hold
Now.
right as soon as we get out of this, and smack this box.
What am I gonna do with a knife?
Immediately grab that ammo, go straight to this here, use our knife, and spam X. And then hold sprint again and just strafe right and then run toward the cop.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Now first you need to tell me what you're
And
doing
like I
out there
said,
alone in the middle of
the
night.
damage with the knife
What about you?
doesn't
job.
really do
Do your job.
much of
Tell
anything
me.
on this
Answer my
fight
questions.
early on, so
believe me
you
if I
can
told
just
Try me.
be passive until he gets in the car.
Put that
Really.
door back. Put that door back up. What
It
are you
doesn't
doing?
hurt though. I mean, you have free moments. Like when I run past him here, I can just like smack him with a knife hit. So when you grab the gun, swap back to your knife, quick turn, grab that. You can get some really bad RNG on this fight. I try to move away from him there in case he does his 3rd hit, which fucking hurts.
Oh no,
That's his big boy attack.
driving.
Okay, while he's getting in the car, swap to your gun, your key, make your ammo if you want. And then as soon as he looks at you, start shooting.
Better start running.
See, I missed it. That's exactly what I was talking about. I missed one shot and it like threw the whole thing off. He should be dead there though. That's what I'm saying, like, it's fine if you want to just go ahead and use all 10 bullets. That's like, I'm actually kind of glad that happened. It sucks, but it's just showing like how crazy Madhouse can be, I guess. Like, there's so much randomness to it, it's crazy. You can still see though, I mean, you lose a little bit of time and you use a few more bullets. It's not a big deal. The main thing is make sure he dies and get your inventory in order. And I split right here when as soon as the gunshot goes off is my second split for this run. I didn't mention that earlier. But again, splits aren't necessary for console runs for this game. I'm not going to do a quick turn grab, I'm just going to grab the coin. This one I'm going to flip around, hit X, cancel out of it, pull the shelf back, and don't forget to grab the statue before you get out of here. Important. Do the fall here, and make sure your gun's ready to shoot the bauble. I'm actually gonna make a save file here, in fact. Yeah, let's make a save file here. Let me get all these tapes and put one of them up. I'll need them for later, possibly. So yeah, let's make a save file. And after I make the save file, I'm gonna move my cursor back to where it needs to be. This is in case this section doesn't go as well as it did in the last part I was doing. Okay, so our cursor would normally be here. Keep our gun ready. But yeah, you would just open that door, shoot the bob one, and carry on this way normally. Alright, so interact with this as far as you can. Try and shoot this boy. Move your cursor over. Swap to your knife. Tag this, tag that. Pick up, pick up. And as soon as you wrap around here, spam X. Be careful not to move your stick anywhere. Move this over here. Quick turn grab if you want to. Okay, you can pick up that pendulum there, but this is just the way I like to do it lately. I like to have that extra space. Quick turn grab, turn it, spam X. As soon as it cancels out, it like automatically picks up the lockpick and then throws away the pickup for you, or like the box. And then quick, see, like this is a two-sided note. I do like a quick turn grab on it to make it faster to read that side. If you want to, you can just pick up the note, read it, and then spin it and read the backside without dropping it. But yeah, just be careful. There's some two-sided notes in this run. Don't forget about them. So tag this one, get the coin. As soon as this is opening, you can move your cursor to the first empty slot, move back a little bit, get that going. I'm gonna try the crazy strat here. I'm basically gonna go in a little bit, fire my gun, and pull back left. So let's see if this works. Okay. Now I don't even need what's in that box anymore because I have perfect ammo. But yeah, we'll stop here and I'll just cut it for the next part. Okay, for Jack 2, you want to make sure, like I said, that you have your enhanced ammo equipped. Or loaded, rather. And if this fight goes poorly enough, what I'll probably do is just show my PB fight and explain one of the things I did wrong. But basically what you want to do is open up with 4 shots to his head. And that 4 shot's gonna stagger him. And when he goes down, his weak spot's gonna open up and you want to unload 6 shots into that weak spot / his upper back / his head as he's standing up. And then that'll be the 10 shots you have, and then you can just reload to get the other enhanced out of your inventory to free up a slot. Because you can see right now you have the gun, which is loaded with the enhanced ammo, and then these 10 bullets here. which takes up a whole nother slot. So after you shoot them off, reload this, and then that slot will be free, which is really ideal. But I think our cursor is going to be here normally, yeah. So we'll go ahead and try this, and I'll try and talk through as I'm doing it. You basically want to like run to the right side when the fight opens up, and then go for the 4 shots. The thing is, they can be kind of tricky to hit because he does some odd movements. But we'll see how this goes. I don't have a good save file for this fight, so if this goes poorly, I'll probably have to redo this recording.
You ain't getting
2, 3. You see how he kind of sways back and forth? And then we want a quick fire. That's how we do like the shooting and then the aiming. And then move our dog here, this here, and then move that there. That's one of those spots that you're going to want to practice. Now crouch down under this attack, let him get flush with you again, do an R1, and then do thrust attacks on his face. Which is hold L1 and then hold R1, depending on your keybinds. Then you'll get this animation, and you want to kind of get flush with him again here and do another thrust attack, and just hold it down. And then you'll get that death animation there. I'm glad that went well, actually. I don't want to have to redo that whole section. And then get about here, and since I have the COD version, I'm actually saving some IGT there because of he normally explodes and then his legs are left and his legs stand up and he's just walking around like a crazy person with no upper body. And you normally just go as soon as you can and open up the gate here and go about your way. But I'm just double checking just to show you, if you want to screenshot this, what your inventory needs to look like. But you have time to do that while he's opening up the gate there, or the fence, at this section right here. Like when you're waiting on him to open that, you can be shifting everything around. So like get your dog head up there, make sure your knife and your key won't move really, and your lockpick should be fine. So what you need to worry about is make sure your coin's here, and then these are here. It doesn't really matter which is which, but just make sure your shotgun shells and your strong chem fluid are down in these 2 slots, and then make sure your dog head, the only one you have so far, is at the top right slot, and then put your cursor on this lockpick. It sounds like a lot, but I think the only things you really have to move are these 3 items here: dog head, shells, and chem fluid, and then get your cursor here. And then when you're able to, like that's not like top priority. If you have time, like if you're slow at menuing, try and do this as best you can. If you don't get it all exact, especially if you don't have the COD version, you'll have plenty of time to do this after the fight's completely over and you're waiting to interact with the exit. But this is what your inventory needs to look like before you leave the fight if you want it to be, to me, optimal. And then when you pick this, when you pick up your weapon, yeah, just make sure you can go back and watch my explanation of that fight. But yeah, the hardest thing I would say is going...
Do me a favor and stay dead.
Oh, shut up, Ethan. Like when the fight starts, like going towards this like kind of rusty metal here and getting a position roughly here, and then hitting those 4 shots, because usually like the first 3 are fine, like bam bam bam, and then sometimes he'll kind of like stagger forward to his left and like go that way, and you'll have to trail him and hit that 4th shot. And then I like to get behind him and do the quick fire, which is the like shoot, aim, shoot, then just keep alternating aiming while you're spamming fire as fast as you can, and you get those 6 shots in. And what happens is after like the first 3 or 4, he'll start standing up, so you kind of have to be quick firing while trailing him up, so all of your shots go into his weak spot / his head area. All right, so we have everything set up. Now we're going to exit here, go through this side of the door. I'm going to go ahead and swap to my knife because I don't need my gun right now. And make sure your ammo's reloaded. Make sure you have your enhanced ammo reloaded there and your regular ammo. And then we are going to pick up the shells from that cabinet back there, and then just follow this path. You can hear the 4-legged molded scurrying behind us, but he's not an issue. Open this little door thing here, shutter thing, I guess. And then use your momentum here so you're not holding forward too much. Insert that, pick this up, which is the treasure photo. Pick the enhanced ammo up coming back through. Tag this door open. Go left here. You're gonna have to swing out wide, getting past grandma here. Like so. And then come out. And then tag this. Read this paper. You just have to read, just read the first page and then exit out immediately with like circle. Come this way, open this door. This gets a little crazy. It's not too bad though. And make sure you still have your knife out though. And then hang right here. When you interact with this, use your momentum. Make sure you're not holding up when you interact. So X, left, X, and then pull up your menu again. You're gonna go right. You're gonna delete this, move this here, and then move your cursor on the clock pendulum. So if you want to, you can have like a before and after picture of that if you wanted to. And then after, if you do that fast enough, this door will just be opening up for you, like you're able to interact with it. Tag this drawer on the way, pick up these shotgun shells, read this, and then exit out immediately. Read this, exit out immediately, pick up the shotgun, pick up the coin, swipe this, read this, exit out. This is the second dog head, turn it right. Spam X, read this, exit out, go this way. There is ammo here to your right in that drawer, but you can't get it, you don't have room for it. So what you want to do for this coin is hug the left wall and just spam X. Like as you're rounding this corner, just go up like this and spam X until you get the coin. Drop down here. You know how we had the door flush? We can just open it up like so. Very small time save, but still a time save. As soon as you get around this corner of the clock here, you can see about where you can interact with it. So you can just do this with the whole momentum thing. Get that going. You already have your cursor in the right slot. Grab that coin, read that note there. Get this dog head on the way back out. Read this kitchen note. Go back through here. Wrap around this way. Just run all the way here. If you, for whatever reason, missed any baubles, you can tag them on the way through. And then your cursor should be in a slot where you can spam for the dog head. So you go spam X, spam X, spam X, and then move your cursor here. And then spam X for the door. And when you go over here, you're gonna get the repair kit and the solid fuel. And as soon as you pick those up, open your menu, X, X, left, X, and then go down to the coins. Go to combine, which is R1 or R2 depending, and then go to make the flame rounds. And then exit out, quick turn. And you want to do that really fast, so I'm just trying to go through it slowly. Open this grating up or whatever. And we're gonna pick up a coin. And I like to do a quick turn grab on it. Fortunately with that, it's really easy to grit the coin instead of the chem fluid hitbox. Shoot that boy. This part you kind of want to go in, pull back out to get that going. Put in your coins as fast as you can. You gotta hurry or else the call will stop. As soon as the last coin goes in, grab the grenade launcher. And then
You're the first I've ever seen make it this far.
answer the call.
So what is it you need me to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and
Is it
cut
gonna
this
help me
part.
get out of here?
Yes. Now listen
And we'll get
carefully,
back to the
Ethan.
next part afterwards.
My family and I, our bodies are contaminated.
Alright, so we kind of skipped ahead with the call, but I'm still in the same spot, and I just made a save file pretty much. But our cursor and everything's in the same spot. So we came in here, we inserted our 5 coins, we picked up the grenade launcher, and then we answered the phone. So after, what you want to do, let's go here. I do a quick turn, but you don't have to do that. And you go up 1, throw in the key, throw in the knife, and then put your cursor in this empty slot here. So and you come back here, you grab the stabilizer, come outside, and grab these bullets. And I like to pop the stabilizer. One, because, or I guess the main reason I pop it here is to get it out of my inventory, but also when I get it used. And then you're gonna swap to the grenade launcher here. When you come in this door, hold on, I'm gonna have to close this. Okay, he's gonna fuck with me. Let me actually leave this house for a second. I wanna show the lineup for the for this shot. Okay, so basically when you go in there, you want to keep in mind that when you shoot this on the ground, this is the way I see it, you don't want the shot to be covered by any part of the terrain or the surrounding or whatever. So when you make this shot, you want to make sure the splash damage is able to hit without being blocked both of the nests. So when we walk in here, we go straight here, go and shoot it about right there. You have a pretty big window for error there, and you can still get the shot to work. And then you come down here and quick turn grab if you want to. I try and blind fire this and then swap back to my grenade launcher here. Tag this door. If you want to, here, to save a flame round, you can actually, instead of going to this door, go to the opposite door that you came in originally, and this cutscene will trigger there, and you're able to wrap back around and come to this door then, and the spiders won't be there. And that loses you time, but gives you an extra flame round. What I like to do though is sprint backwards, like turn, sprint, turn back around, shoot, reload. And these item pickups are very specific. So you reload there, pick that up, wrap around this part, grab this coin, hit this part of the door, open up this trash can, grab that, turn around, tag that door if you want to. Run this way. I like to shoot this bubble here, grab the backpack, and then we're gonna grab, okay, so here you have a chem fluid, you have an herb, and you have a flame round in that order. Since I got the med pack from the trash can, I'm gonna opt to skip this and skip this and just grab the flame round here. And then when you get up to this part, you can just spam X with the way you did your pickups, so you don't have to worry about moving your cursor. And that's going to apply to this and also to the crank, which is really nice. And then when you use the shadow puzzle, you see I put it in here from this angle. It repositions you here, kind of facing the break in the wall there here. So it's really nice. That's why I like to do that order. One, because of the positioning, and two, because of the cursor. This just works out really cleanly. Up here, when I get to the exit, I'm gonna turn right. I'm gonna spin right and pick up a solid fuel into a coin. So this solid fuel is right down below me here, and then I'm gonna spin right, grab that coin from there. And then here, you do not want to pick this item up, but you do want to shoot the box as you're dropping down. Do not pick it up yet. It's important that you wait. Like, this order of everything is very intentional. Here you can blind fire if you want, or you can just ADS, pick that up. And I like to reload to enhanced ammo here. I have everything ready to go for the March 2 fight, because you don't need your regular ammo right now. So pick this up on the way back out, like so. And the reason you do that is because if you would have picked up the ammo first and you didn't, like, depending on what drops there, if it was a strong chem fluid or a strong med pack or something that wouldn't stack, then your first empty slot would be taken up by that item instead of the crank. So picking the items up in the very specific order I just did guarantees that you're gonna have the cursor in the perfect spot. Now coming back through here this time, you can get your launcher ready just in case, and pick up this solid fuel here. You're gonna just want to kind of run to the right here, open up this door, close it, spam X to close it, pick up this coin, come back out this way, go here, I'm gonna use this immediately, Okay, so what can happen here, which may happen when I unpause, is sometimes doing that exact route, you can still get punished by the bugs, and so you end up having to either tough it out and just keep getting hit repeatedly, or what I like to do is if I get hit, I just say fuck it and I shoot a flame round and kill them all, and then I just go about my day. It's a lot to use a flame round for, but I mean, I think it's faster. So hopefully we don't get hit here. And then I turn a little bit, grab that flame round there, go ahead and reload if you haven't already. Pick the gunpowder up to the left and pick the key up. And then have your flame round ready to go and just shoot this cabinet around the middle. Only pick up the strong chem fluid there. Be careful, because you only have one slot at this point. Depending on how the drops work. Like if you didn't have a med pack in your inventory there, you'd have 2 slots available, for instance. But this part, you want to make sure that you have enhanced ammo out or ready in your G17. You want to make sure that your grenade launcher's selected, and if for whatever reason your shotgun's not reloaded, make sure all these things are ready to go. And the order of this is going to be, so have this out, and then you're going to do shotgun, and then you're going to pop her like twice at the very least. Well, sometimes it's a one shot. So let's go here.
I told you to stay out of here!
So yeah, I'll be flame round, shotgun, and then enhanced ammo to finish her off. And you kind of, I'll show you after the fight finishes, I guess, if I can. Well, I don't know. I think if I stay down there too long, I'll start taking damage. But you kind of want to shoot between the cracks of the wood after you hit her arm. You see how her head kind of like... I'll show it to you from this angle. Like this slot right here, how the wood breaks. Like you don't want to shoot under the top rung of the ladder. You want to shoot across the top of it towards her. Like she would be standing where I am, obviously. That's where you want to shoot through. And her arm like extends out and you can hit that, and then her head kind of swings back like this and then back this way, and when she's swinging back this way you can pop her. Hopefully that makes sense. Obviously I'd be looking up doing that, but yeah, if you do it fast enough you can usually, you don't have to worry about it as much. And then when you run up here, insert the key first, because it takes a while to finish the animation, and while that's happening you can spend your time reading and moving your cursor if needed, for example. So we go up here, we insert the key, so we have to go down here, and as soon as you insert that, read the note and maybe move your cursor over to the gunpowder, and then interact with this. And then while that's doing that, make your enhanced ammo, make your flame rounds, and I do like a quick turn read of that, and answer the phone.
Did he find a serum?
I just got done dealing with your mom and her fucking
Probably gonna
bugs.
make a save
Wish you
file
could've
for
warned
this
me.
next part.
Sorry about that. What about the serum?
I haven't found any, but I did find out we need to make one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
D-series
Yeah, I'm
head
gonna
and an
split
arm.
this part up so I can show you the skip coming up after this.
I think I have that around here somewhere.
You do?
Okay, I went ahead and made a save file real fast. Okay, so the lantern skip. What you're gonna do is when you come down here, you're gonna have these boards, these like 6 boards here blocking your way to get to the next fight. So what you do is you come over here and you go out a little further, and there's these 2 spots. There's a white spot there on the boards, and there's a white spot there on the boards, which you kind of use to line up with. So you walk across this edge. I mean, obviously you'd be moving fast, and as you're moving up, you look up, and so here's that one white spot there, the other one's here, right there, and then you have this sort of break in the boards right here. So use all of this to sort of line yourself up. You sort of moved like just underneath it roughly, and look up for approximately 2 seconds or so. After you've done that, when you look back down, the boards will be gone, but it's not as simple as, oh, I can jump down. You have to actually line this next part up. I'm going to show you multiple versions of this. The first will be the version of moving sideways here. There's 3 boards, 1, 2, 3. I kind of move over until about the middle-ish of this middle board that I'm aiming at. So I've looked up here long enough for a couple seconds to get rid of that. Move over about here, line it up flush, and just sprint off. And you pop back up top, like so, and you hear Marge make her noise, and then you just drop down. And that skips you from having to go near the door where the lantern is. Okay, so that's one way to do it. I'm going to show you, if you make a save, like Madhouse has very few checkpoints, but if you make a save with the tape, then when you retry, it usually takes you back to that same spot. So this is where I made the save file for. Now let's show another version, and then the last time I do it, I'll show the best version, which I am honestly, I didn't even do the best version in my PB, so I'm not great at it, but I'll try and show it as best I can. That's another one of these moments where I'm gonna refer you to Yassi's guide, so she probably has a good marked lineup done up for that setup. So anyway, so pretend we're here at the phone. We just answered it and she's done talking. So we go out here, and what we're gonna do this time is actually, I think the other version we'd had to have done it before. I think it's like this. So we do the same thing. We like look up at this spot roughly, get underneath it for a couple of seconds, and you see how it goes away. And then we run up here, and then we answer the phone and do all this stuff. Like you do it early, basically. And after you're done with that, when you come back out, you can see she's already gone. That's actually a version that Dan Survival found out recently. That was kind of cool. Because he like, I think he did the fight, and when he got up the ladder after Marge won, he went here first and did this, and then he went through and he inserted the crow key, did the notes, and did all this stuff and answered the call. And when he came back out, she was already doing her moaning thing, and that was able to work like that. Yeah, okay, so that's that version. Not really much to show there. It's pretty much the same thing. It's actually easier though, because you don't have to do any lineup at all as far as the looking down part. You just need to get under that spot and look up for a couple seconds. So you do things kind of out of order. And then this one, I'm going to try and show the fastest version of, if I can. We'll see how it goes. And I kept my item, like my ammo and stuff, the same. Like I haven't reloaded anything, just to keep it consistent. So this version, pretend we just answer the phone. Everything's done up there. Come back out. We're sprinting, look up at this spot. When we turn here, I kind of like move sideways fast, and when I get about here-ish, I line up this tip of this board right here in front of me, like right next to me. That tip kind of with the right side of that board that I'm tracing with my cursor, roughly. And then I just walk off. Don't actually sprint off, I actually kind of walk off and go a little bit to the right, I guess. Like so. And you can hear her do her growl thing. That is a very, to me, a very difficult thing to do, and I usually mess it up. But that's like I said a minute ago. There's a few things like lineups that I'm just gonna suggest strongly that you look at Yassi's guide for very specific lineups. Now while we're running through here, we're gonna go ahead and reload all of our ammo into everything. and then so we'll have regular ammo loaded, our flame rounds ready to go, and our shotguns ready to go. This is a part of the run where RNG manip is going to come into play. So you're going to go here and get the coin, and I'm actually going to go make a save file real fast. You would normally get that coin there, and then you'd run over there to those stairs. You'd head towards March 2. I'm going to make a save file though before March 2 because this fight, I'm going to have to do a lot to sort of, you know, explain everything that I can as best I can. It's a rather difficult fight. Probably this, it's easily in the top 3 hardest fights, maybe even top 2. So earlier, okay, you can see I'm like a little bit low health, not too bad, but I also had that heal that I picked up before. I'm gonna move my cursor back where it was, because this, I had to move it to do this, the tape. I just want it consistent. So we do have a heal on our person right now. So what I like to do is, I got this idea from Dan because he said when he has like an earlier part in the run, he said something about if he gets an extra heal, it usually for some reason makes it to where he gets ammo or something like that. And I kind of did some testing for this fight, like shooting these boxes while I had a heal on me versus not. And if I didn't have a heal on me, I would instead pick up herb, gunpowder, chem fluid, and make the heal and then shoot the boxes. But if you already have one on you, then what I like to do, as soon as you come in here, you pop that shot off, grab the gunpowder, and then pick this up. And you can see that's really rare. I would say that we get 2 things of shotgun shells, but it's also incredibly good. Okay, so this fight, Jesus, this fight is something. It's not an exact science that we've gotten it down to, but it's relatively fast. It's just, from what I understand, which I don't know exactly when she has iframes, but the way I do this fight is pretty much open up with a grenade rounds into 2 shotgun shells into 10 enhanced shots, which you want to quick fire. But the thing is, it's kind of hard to do. So if you want to be a little safer, you can go in with the shotgun, and as soon as you get up to aggro her, block, and then shoot 2 shells off, reload, and you can, when you're reloading the shotgun, you can sort of aim to animation cancel it. So I'll probably start with that strat first, since it's a bit easier to do. So you run in, and we block, boom, boom. And as I'm reloading, as soon as you see the 2 pop up, you can go ahead and aim like that to animation cancel. And when you come down here, I like to look down as you're reloading. And then when you creep around this corner, she'll be up there. When we shoot her, I'm gonna run over. When you shoot her the first time, it drops her down. And then I'm gonna run over and grab the regular ammo there as I'm reloading my shotgun. Like so. Get right up on her. Pop her in her bug veg. Shoot between her and the cabinet there. So it hits her, plus it actually gets the cabinet, like gets the spiders off of it. And then make your flame rounds and your wow, we got a weird spawn here. I'll definitely have to redo this fight. I think I might have done too much damage, or I don't know if I was standing in the wrong spot. But I'll show this fight several times. And most of your shots you kind of want to aim either between her legs, or you want to shoot her face. as best you can. Where did she go? Okay. Dude, this fight is super scuffed. Yeah, you can like aim to animation cancel your reloads. I think she's coming down there. I'll just shoot her from there. I already picked that up. Okay. She should die really soon. Yeah. Okay, while she's dying, go ahead and pick up that stuff. Gonna pop this. Grab this.
Fucking stay dead, okay?
And I'll go into more detail about what I'm doing with menuing and stuff. But this fight was so trash that yeah, I'm just gonna run through this real fast. And then pick up that. Okay. But yeah, we'll redo that. But my inventory is actually not great here. I mean, so I'll reference this again, but I try and get my, so these items are gonna stay where they are pretty much most of the run until you like pick up them from the chest again. But I like to get the crank top left, and then items that I know won't move, like the strong or the solid fuel and the flame round are gonna stay here. And then these three items I like to get in these specific spots and keep my cursor on the lantern, because that's the next item I'm going to use. After I use the lantern, I'm going to want to move my cursor here to use those coins to get the steroids later. So you kind of want like these three items here, and then your empty slot towards the bottom. And then you have all these items up here that aren't going to be moving for a long time. And the only weird thing about this fight, as far as inventory, is having not one but two med packs. You usually just want one, but we can get away with having two. We can probably pop one now, and then it'll make more sense later, but you kind of want to get hit by the moldeds, and then you can just pop your heal and get it out of your inventory to make another slot. But this is kind of what your inventory should look like, but you would also have reloaded like this, so the other enhanced ammo is now gone. Now you have an extra slot. But basically, if you have two empty slots here after March 2 plus a heal or multiple heals are taking up another slot, that's like your kind of ideal situation. And then your cursor is going to be on the lantern. But we're going to do all this over again, because that fight was hot garbage. I usually get some pretty good fights on her, but I don't even know why she didn't spawn on that one, honestly. It was really strange. Alright, so we're back at the trailer just before the March fight. So we have lowish health, but I'm keeping the med pack on me and not popping it yet intentionally to sort of... It seems to make the game... It seems to encourage the game to give you better drops. So shoot that, grab the gunpowder, reload to enhanced. You can go ahead and pop the heal now if you want to. Let's try the good opener though. We're gonna kind of go up and then pull backwards when she aggroes. Shoot her once with the grenade, twice with the shotgun, and then use Alt in enhanced, reload the pistol, look down here, pop her one time, reload the shotgun while she's dropping, shoot her twice to back her up, shoot between those two, reload the shotgun, get a few shots off if you can. Now get underneath here while you're picking all this up. Reload the shotgun, and now she's above us. Now make the strong chem fluid, I mean the flame rounds, and then combine the gunpowder with this. And now everything's reloaded, so we're gonna shoot. Just unload on her face. And now we're gonna go left here. She should spawn somewhere over here. Gonna go ahead and grab the strong chem fluid. I'm gonna get some more shotgun ammo and I'll go ahead and swap to it and start reloading. And I'm gonna pop her with this to get her off the wall. So she should die really soon here. Yeah. And now I'm swapping to regular ammo to pop this. And while she's dying, just kind of coming through grabbing this stuff, make the med pack, shoot that box, go ahead and pick this stuff up while she's still dying, tag that door open, and then you want to pick the lantern up as soon as possible pretty much. And then when you get over here, just get over here and then start doing all your menuing. You have a lot of time here, but there's still a lot to do. If you remember from last time, first thing is I like to move my crank to the top left. Then you don't have to do it in this specific order, but you want to use your separating agent on your strong chem fluid that you picked up, which is a guaranteed thing. You have a separating agent and a strong chem fluid every fight. You just got to know where to pick them up, which you should have seen where I grabbed that one. You want to do your gunpowder on your regular ammo. Then you want to combine on your next tab over to get flame rounds. And now you want to move coins here, solid fuel here, lantern here, and then that's pretty much it. From this point, you're gonna reload stuff basically to make the space that you need. So you do all this as fast as you can. Like I said, this is one of those instances you probably want to take a screenshot of just the inventory and get familiar with it. Like I said, these are the key things here. These 3 items moving up on these slots so they won't move, and then these 3 items here, and these 3 key slots so they're all together. This is something that it'll just help you out as far as being more familiar with your inventory, and when you go up to use items, you'll just have that sort of peace of mind knowing that you just have to go left 1, for instance, or whatever. But it's not crucial, I guess. This is something you could add in later if you wanted to, if it seems really daunting to do all this crazy, what seems like crazy menuing just after a fight with only, like, you know, a few seconds or 10 seconds or whatever to spend on it. But this is what I want my inventory to look like. And now I go through, get the coin, open up that drawer, reload the enhanced ammo. That'll free up a slot there, and then go back to regular, reload this, reload your shotgun. You know, just get everything nice and neat as you're running, because that's the thing. I mean, it seems pretty obvious, I guess, but yeah, you can just reload while you're running through. You just got to be careful when you're reloading enhanced ammo and back and forth with that or with the grenade launcher. To not slow yourself down too much, because you kind of have to like aim and then hit triangle, and it's really easy to just like pull up your menu and screw things up. And then we're gonna tag this drawer, read this, cancel out of it immediately, pick that up if you want to. You can sort of like, as you're running up here really fast, like line up your shot and blind fire as you're running around the corner, and sometimes you can hit that. Go ahead and put that in. If you miss a shot, try it again. This hitbox is really weird on this coin. You can see how it activates. Look at this. You can't pick it up anywhere there, but if you move a little bit here, you can. It's, I don't know, it's just really awkward. But yeah, so The ideal situation is you're sprinting full speed, you sort of blind fire pop that shot, you go up here, your cursor's already in the right spot to put the lantern in. If you miss that shot, go ahead and try it again. Pop this open and kind of move away from it, kind of to the left. You're able to pick that up. And usually if you do it fluidly, you have enough time while the door is still unlocking to move your cursor over one, which isn't, again, not a huge deal. It's just one of those free little things you can do. And then you're ready to go inside. But we're gonna try Marge maybe a few more times, because this is a really important fight. You can lose so much time here, it's insane. But yeah, there's many openings you can do. It's just, it's one of those fights where, like, I wish I knew when the iframes for sure were happening, and also I wish I knew exactly how much damage I could do to not push her over. Like, if you do too much damage in a phase, then you're gonna, like, potentially skip, like, a good spawn or something. So I wish somebody would iron this fight out for me better, because I don't fully understand it. But I'm gonna try the hardest I can here. Let's see. So open up with the flame round, shotgun, 10 enhanced shots. Like I said, try and hit her face or her nest, whichever one is available. Reload your shotgun while you're waiting. Remember, you can aim to cancel your animation. See, I'm reloading like this whole time. Okay, reload that. Okay, and you see she's above us. Make the flame rounds, make the ammo. And I just change it up here as far as like what I get her out of the ceiling with. And sometimes she'll just jump at you like that. You just, if you time your block right, you can avoid it. And you can also shoot her out of it too, depending on how much like stopping power you have with whatever weapon you're using. Wait for her to get up there, then a flame round, shotgun. 3, 4, 5, 6. She's gonna jump me there. I don't know where the fuck she went. That was weird. Sometimes the game just wakes the hell out. I have no idea where she is. This is crazy. I'm just improvising here. Oh, hello. Alright, well, she's dead. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, there's just so much just random shit that happens in this fight. See, now we're gonna have this weird situation where I have to
Just fucking
like,
stay dead,
yeah.
okay?
I have all this crap I still need to grab. Now I have too many heals too. So I didn't want to get that. Like, you kind of want to be mindful of your inventory. It's a lot to keep track of. Where did she even die? Over here? Yeah. Okay, so do that there, make this, do that, put the coin here. So, ready to go. Easy peasy. It probably does look pretty crazy, and I'm not gonna lie, that makes me happy because I spent a lot of time working on it. But see, I didn't even get it perfect either. Like, you kind of want this here ideally, because these are gonna move away. Because you want, like I said, you want all your empty slots in this area pretty much, but it's not like mandatory, like you have to have all these items here. It's just gonna make your life a little easier if you have the free time to set it up Because I mean, if you stand still, like while the fight's already over and you're able to progress towards the next section and you're just sitting there for 15 seconds, shifting your inventory around, like it's not going to benefit you at that point. You just want to use the free time that you have when you're waiting for doors to open or animations to finish to do that sort of thing. Otherwise, it's actually probably going to start hurting you at some point, you know? Alright, so we got 2 regular ammo drops, which isn't great, but it's whatever. Alright, so flame round, boom, boom. 10 of these shots. Reload as we run. Look down. Popper once, switch to your shotgun, spam reload. Popper twice, do a flame round there. We are really low on shotgun shells. Like that. Like that. And I just start running early here. Now she spawned somewhere normal over here, either bottom or... Okay, we can actually hit that shot. And then I'm gonna run and grab this strong chem float, which is really important. I don't have much ammo left, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab these shells before I go aggro her again. Okay, we were actually able to finish her there. I'm surprised. Okay, you saw what I was doing there. I was kind of like shooting as I was running to get my... If you're familiar with how ammo stacks in this game, regular ammo, if it's out of your clip, it's 30. Enhanced is 20. Shotgun shells, I think, are 20. I think flame round, the new rounds are like 5. If you're familiar with that, then you know if you have very specific slots available, then like in that case, I knew I had to shoot off all the excess of 30 to free up a slot. So I went and shot off 6 shots while I was running and then reloaded. And you can see now we have exactly 30 and then the 6 in my chamber or whatever. So yeah, we would have done that. And then as we come up here, while we're waiting for that to happen, we would have done this and this, move that up, this, move this up here, move this here, this here. And then, yeah, ideally we would have had all of that finished before, you know, the gate dissolves or whatever. Yeah, this is about what our inventory looks like now. The issue with this is that we don't have a med pack. We are full health, which is cool, but we don't have an extra med pack, which is scary because the next section, it's really easy to get completely destroyed by the 2 moldeds you have to slip by. If you want to, and you have enough shotgun shells, you can take both of the threatening moldeds out, but it's just slow. And at this point of the run, the shotgun shells are kind of tight because you just got done unloading all of your ammo, or a lot of your ammo, on Marge's face. So okay, so we come through here. This will probably be the last time I do the fight unless it goes horribly. Okay, so make sure your enhanced ammo is ready to go. I'm gonna do the shotgun opener here. So we're gonna just block her attacks. Block now. Shotgun. As soon as you see the 2 pop up, animation cancel with the aim button. Jeez, we have a lot of shotgun shells, so I'm just gonna use them, I guess. And then get underneath over here. I think we did too much damage. Yeah, I guess because the shotgun. Be careful. Look for that attack. You need to block it. It hits really fucking hard. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know if she has iframes there. Has she spawned here? I don't know where she spawned. Maybe she's back up top. I can't even hear her. Yeah, see, I don't... This fight's weird. Like, somebody explain that to me. What the fuck is happening? Makes no sense to me. It's the weirdest fight. I'm gonna actually shoot my enhanced ammo off here a lot. Okay, we got her. Yeah, that's some, you just, there's a lot to keep in mind here, because you like, you have to think about like the RNG she gives you, her positioning, where you're headed, reloading on the way there, the fact that you want to get this one of the solid fuels out of one of the cabinets when the fight's over, so like you're positioning all that, and then when you get back to this gate, gonna wanna do all your crazy inventory. Oops. Okay, like that pretty much. And like I said, it's not the most dire thing to get all that exactly right. It's just, it's helpful. So you see, this is the ideal situation as far as 2 empty slots plus a med pack. So we'll continue on here. And what I was gonna say also is, there's 2 places there. There's 2 cabinets that unlock that have solid fuel. You only need one of them in the optimal route. Well, the current optimal route, it could change if somebody else finds something better, but we usually only get one of those solid fuels now. If you want to, you can get both. It's just seems faster, and it's like doesn't seem too necessary to grab the second one. So tag that drawer as you're going in. Let's see if we can get this shot here. Nope, not even close. Okay, so I didn't quite have time to move my cursor like I wanted there. I'm gonna go ahead and actually heal. Here, you're gonna wanna look up. There's a lockpick right here. And you probably want your shotgun? No, you don't need your shotgun yet. But you can see my health is kind of sketchy. So I'm actually gonna heal when I'm coming back out. And this is where I split. As soon as his hand wraps around her arm, right there I split. But that's something else. Like I said, you don't have to split. If you do split, you can make them wherever you want. I would highly suggest though, if you make splits, make them in a place, if you're on console, that you don't have to like that you're not doing any sort of like you don't have to control your character. It's just like you're locked in an animation or a cutscene. I feel like that would be an ideal situation to split for. You don't want to hinder your movement and stuff like that. Do it when you have free time. And then you just take this path. This is exactly why I say you want to heal left after March 2, because you see how hard I just got hit there. You want to be able to patch that up. It doesn't matter, like with my health right now particularly doesn't matter because I'm not critical. If I was critical, then I'm moving slow and I'm losing time, but this health is actually perfectly fine. And if I did have a heal, I would still want to use it to get it out of my inventory. This part, the order of operation I like to do is tag the fridge door, then put my coins in for the steroids, read that kitchen note, read the head note or the picture note, grab the steroids and leave. So we're gonna go bam. I didn't move my cursor over because I didn't have time. Put in the coins, read the note past the fridge door. So like with the fridge door open, you can actually read it from here versus having to go around. So with the fridge door open, you can read that. You can do like a quick turn grab on this to read the backside, pick up the steroids, and then as you're running out the door, go ahead and move your cursor over. And you can, since you have such a long running distance here, you can use that time to sort of freely heal. Here, I'm going to make a save file after this next part, but for now, I'll just run through here. There's a coin here in the toilets, right here. There's our bullets right here, 3 of them, so it's not a lot. I would say get this coin and just probably skip that ammo unless you're like in dire need of it. When you get here, go ahead and use your crow key, and this is exactly why I have my crow key in that position, to keep it close to all this stuff. So as you're using that, go ahead and line this shot up, then come here, pick up the steroid, and then move your cursor to the steroid there. Get your grenade launcher out. As soon as you pick up the neuro round, go ahead and reload it. That not only prepares you for later, but also gets that 1 neuro round out of your inventory. And then we'll go ahead and make the save file up here. So I've actually already been in this room to read this note, but if you want to do it now, you can instead of when I chose to do it. Get some tapes here. Okay, we'll put this one up and we'll save. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this into a different video real fast, so. Alright, so yeah, we wouldn't need to come in this room. After you go through the crow key room and whatnot, you just head straight downstairs here. I just had to go make a save file. Let's see. Get your shotgun ready. You might not need it, but it's good to have just in case the 4-legged molded is an issue. Alright, as you're opening this door, you can go ahead and pop your steroid for free pretty much, because you gotta squeeze through. We're gonna try and slip past him and just kind of hit this stone and go right. If he is an issue, if you get stuck on him at all, just kind of pop him in the leg or something. You don't have to actually kill him. Here we get the key, we get the coin. Because I have the 0D version, I didn't have to actually reach into his throat to get the key there. You can spam for this since you had it in the first empty slot where the steroids were. Grab the coin, turn around and pop this guy. I have 10 enhanced, so if I get any more, it's going to take up another slot, which I don't have. I mean, I have available, but it's just, I need the space. You can sort of wait for him to stop, get your shot lined up, and just pop him in his face. Some of these things you just kind of want to just practice a bit. This part, I'm going to pop this first molded in the face to sort of stagger him. I want to get my shotgun out, and I sort of use the lamp there and a spot on the wall to kind of line that shot up, but again, it's just one of those things you want to kind of practice. Here you want to get this note, just read it and cancel it real fast, whip this up, flip that up and then get the shotgun shells. Read that note. Go up the ladder here, and I believe our inventory is going to be, we're going to need to actually delete our coins. So that's why everything's positioned like it is. So when we open up our inventory, we just hit X and we go down, X, up, X. And we move our cursor back to our snake key because we're going to need it one more time. Oh yeah, we needed room for this key card. Okay, this shadow puzzle. I use my right analog stick and hold it straight up. And then once it gets about here-ish, I tilt my same stick right just a little bit to kind of get that. I'm looking at the weapon or the axe or whatever he has to kind of get that lined up. And then I tilt my left stick right and then I line it up like so. And then I hit X, but I'm going to do it again. These are really easy to practice because of that. So you can tilt it up and then slightly tilt the same stick right just to kind of tweak it a little bit, and then tilt your left stick right, like so. Let's do that faster now. So right stick up, tilt a little bit, and then right stick. I mean left stick right. Sorry. It's easy to do. It's just hard to talk about. Okay. Get this blue key card. Juke this bauble. But yeah, the reason we had to delete our coins there is, you know, we needed that slot. But now we're going to Marge's, I mean, not Marge's, the grandma's room. And here we're able to get the backpack. So we have a lot more slots to work with. When you get here, you know, try and always interact as soon as you can and let go of your stick. When you interact with this one though, what you're gonna want to do is immediately pull back up your menu and then get your axe next to your blue key card. So I know pretty certainly that my red key card is going to be in the very bottom, I think third slot. So what I'm going to do is move my key card like this and then move my cursor here. Let's see if that actually works out. All right, you can go right here, immediately interact with this book. There's a lockpick in this. So you can actually interact with it through the door. And what that does is it puts it in a position that you can just slightly turn it right, and then you can hit X twice and you have the lockpick. Then you get the backpack, immediately turn around, and you can interact here, and then you just hold left on your D-pad until you get to 10:15. Okay. Read this note here, one of the 32. Drop down there. There is a way to get a single fall like I just did, and then sometimes you get a double fall. I don't know how it works. There's ammo here, 5. You can sort of grab that in quick turn, tag this cabinet, grab this gunpowder, then grab this enhanced ammo, grab the key card. There are shotgun shells over there. I don't really need them in this case. I have 13 right now, but I'm gonna grab them anyway. Just trying to remember like optional things, like once you get to the point where you realize, actually hold on 1 second. Alright, I had to cough a bit. Once you get to the point that you realize you don't need that ammo anymore, you can just, you know, stop picking it up for a free time save. Here what we're gonna do is head towards the axe shadow puzzle to get the other stabilizer. On our way through, sort of just aim in the general direction of this guy. You don't have to kill him, and then sort of run this line in between these two little trees here, and as soon as you get here just spam X, because you should be on your axe already if you did it right. This one, just hold right on your stick, your right stick, and then tilt it down just a little bit. You'll get it about so. I'm going to do it a few times. So tilt right, tilt down. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna try it one more time. So hold right, tilt down, There you go. And this one takes a minute to activate. You can stand kind of far away from it. You can see when your hitbox. You don't have to be right up on it. You can stand about here-ish. Get that. And you saw how we lined up our key cards and such. So I know my blue key card is just left, and then my red key card is just down from that. So we can spam. We can go X left X, and then hit X again, X down X. And then as we're waiting, we can pop our stabilizer. You don't have to do that stabilizer part. It's just, I think it's pretty free to do. Grab this ammo here, which is 5. You can go ahead and reload. And then just hit spam X on the TV. There's 2 bullets to the right, but that's not a lot. I would say don't really worry about picking those up. It's like 2 seconds for 2 bullets. Alright, I'm gonna cut the recording here. You're not gonna see all this video, but as soon as the TV explodes, we'll resume. Okay, so the TV's about to explode here. I just pretty much just skipped ahead, and so you have to watch all this crap. As soon as you are able to control Ethan, kind of wrap around this tight, spam for the coin there. Have your regular ammo loaded up, ready to go. This part, I kind of aim, without actually aiming, I kind of aim towards, or without ADSing rather, I kind of aim towards this top section of this door, like just above the handle right here. And I turn, so like as I'm coming in, I sort of turn from that level and just pop 2 blind fires, basically hitting this one here and then this one next to the mannequin. That's how you know where the second one is. You can kind of shoot the mannequin to detonate it. So like, yeah, as I'm coming in, so I just aim roughly there, keep it at that level, and just boom boom, and hopefully hit them. As I'm coming through here, grab the herb, and there's another mine here. So I swing out wide to the right, and there's 5 bullets right there if you need them. I'm actually sitting pretty low on bullets, so I'm not gonna get them. This part, there's a mine right here going across. So what I like to do is duck down underneath it, and as I'm ducking and moving, just sort of pop that mine underneath. There's 1 shotgun shell here you can snag. There's another mine that I don't shoot here. You can just move to the left of it and just hug this side, tag this gunpowder, open up this door. You can kind of shoot that box as you're turning this way to grab this coin, and then you can make your decision. Whatever you see dropped, you can pick it up or not. Chem fluids and herbs in this section are kind of important to keep track of how many you have. We picked up 1 herb. We picked up 1 herb just a second ago in the first room, and then we just picked up a chem fluid. So that's 1 set we can make a med pack with. There's a coin here in this corner. I do kind of a quick turn grab, and it seems to line me up with the angle I take, so I can just turn and shoot. Hug this right side, like hug the threshold, and you can snag these shotgun shells and then run towards this keypad and spam X. Something really important here is don't try and pull backwards or anything, or touch any other button other than cancel, which for me is circle in this instance. Like just spam circle here whenever you get control until you're free to move again. Otherwise it's going to start trying to do inputs. So just spam circle and we're free, okay? And you can pick up this herb, and then you go here, and what you want to do is you have several seconds here to work with, but I'm going to obviously take my time to show what we need to get rid of here. You would think maybe, oh, get rid of the coins, I don't need those anymore, but no, you're going to pick up more coins, so it's not going to affect anything. It's still going to take up a slot. So you do not need at all keys anymore, so you can toss those. You're going to need your arm and your crank later, but for now you can toss them to make room for other things. You'll throw that up, so you do key, crank arm, or arm crank, either order. And then from this point, you sort of want to slightly reorganize your inventory, so you can. You want your cursor on the lockpick for sure, but you can sort of shift some stuff around to make it to where it'll be a lot easier to get to what you need, because you're going to be picking up a steroid, a chem fluid, potentially another herb which will stack, Actually, you don't need another herb. We already have 2. We get the one next to this box here. So the main thing is kind of get your lockpick next to a few empty slots, and then be ready to, you know, you can move to your steroid if you need it, or you can be ready to move to the battery that you get later. But yeah, so get your cursor on the lockpick regardless of where you move your stuff. But yeah, put up key, crank arm, get your cursor there. Okay, from this point I'm going to show the enhanced ammo strat. So this one, okay, since we have 2 herbs and a chem fluid already, I'm going to skip this chem fluid because there's another one that's faster to pick up. But go ahead and reload to your enhanced ammo. There's a trip mine that we're going to duck under right here, and as we're ducking we flip around backwards and line up a shot on this dude's head, and we miss it beautifully. And then when you stand back up, go ahead and reload to your regular ammo again and go ahead and open this door. Okay, and that was 1, 2, 3 way over there, and then 4 right in front of our face right here. What I'm gonna do is run on this left side, like sort of hug the left part of the threshold, and as soon as I hear the clicks of these mines, I'm gonna block 2 of them. But I gotta be careful not to go too far right, because there's one right here all the way down that I don't want to touch. I'm gonna try and block, kind of stay center, tag the steroid, get the shotgun shell, shoot the box, and grab the coin. And then we go back out. This part you want to kind of aim down a little bit like I am, and just shoot this guy up there. Get this narrow around. You can just walk forward here pretty much. If you want, you can shoot the other 4-legged molded, but the way their AI works, on Madhouse at least, is you sort of run toward them, and then they just derp out and keep backing up. Alright, I'm gonna cut this one real fast. Okay, I went ahead and made a save file, but for this section, we already know our cursor if we moved it beforehand, because you have that section where you have several seconds to waste. We have our cursor in the right spot. We know when we come in this room, we can swing around and we can immediately interact with this and spam X for the lockpick. And that takes just a couple seconds to open. But while it is opening, if you want to, you can go ahead and snag this chem fluid and this herb, and then come back towards and grab the flame rounds. The thing is, if you grab those extra 2 there, your inventory is going to be slap full of stuff, and then your battery is not going to have room for to go in, because you're going to have 2 flame rounds go here and then 1 go the top left, because you can only hold 5 in a slot. So keep that in mind, because you're going to want to maybe go left to combine, or R1 or R2, whatever it's bound to, and just make your heals real fast. So you can just spam X 3 times. And now you want to move your cursor, I believe, here, because the flame round's going to go there, and that's your empty slot. You can see. Just so the steroid, I'm not low health, but the main thing is you have to eventually pop it, and you want it out of your inventory. So you can either, if you want to pop it now for whatever reason, I would say not. You could just pop that as you're running out the door, and then just your cursor will be in the empty slot that you need. But I'm going to choose to move it here, because the next thing we pick up is the battery. Alright, so, and as we come outside here, aim towards this bobble, shoot him. That one's really easy to forget. Okay, as we're standing up here, you can tag this box here. Head up this way, tag that box, and then do a quick turn grab on this battery. There's another herb just to my left right there, that you have to keep in mind, like, do you have a chem fluid on you? Do you just want an herb by itself or whatever? You can kind of do a quick turn grab on this as well. I'm not going to, but when you spam X, if you had your cursor in the first empty slot after leaving the save room, then you can just, you know, you can spam X for the battery. At this point, if you've already shot all the boxes, you can go ahead and reload to enhanced ammo, which is important. Make sure you're on neuro rounds. You can come get these. You have just enough time to grab all this. I might show the fat molded fight a couple times. Alright, we're gonna open up with a neuro shot in between them. And I'm gonna shotgun each head.
Fuck you too.
Be careful not to be too close to the one dying in front of you. And then you just sort of finish them off with the enhanced rounds. And then spam X on this as soon as you can. And then this part, we're gonna go ahead and pop our steroids to get it out of our inventory. We're gonna reload our neuro round to get that out of our inventory. Then we're gonna reload back to flame rounds for the jack fight later. And then we're gonna make enhanced ammo. And then we're gonna sort of reorganize everything. And I would normally do this a lot faster. But this is roughly what you want. So you have this set like so. You're gonna reload this as you're walking for free, and then this, your ammo, you want to probably swap back to regular, and then you can just reload the shotgun as you're walking like this. But let's check what our inventory looks like. I have to keep muting. I kind of move my inventory in a way such that I can go through in like a snake pattern almost like that to just cleanly put up everything. The thing is, in this instance, it's a minor thing, but when we pick up the next med pack, it's going to go in this slot, but this is close enough to what we need, so we can just go like in this order, putting it up in our box. All right, so here I want to tag this elevator button, and while the elevator, or while the stairs are dropping, we can just freely go do what we need to there. Read the note. I'm gonna move my cursor over while I'm waiting. And then we just sort of spam through all these, putting everything up. And then cancel out of that. This part, I use my left analog stick, down, down, up, angled right, and then regular down, X, up, 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 X, and then angled right down, angled right down. I would suggest using your D-pad on that though, to start off with. I moved my cursor to the top left for just a minute from now. You can see where we interacted with that. There's like the light on the floor. I'm like just past it, like in this direction, and you're still able to grab it. You don't have to be right up on him. That's the case with a lot of interactions. Here, I sort of line up this bottom right stovetop or burner, the bottom right one. I kind of line up the top and bottom little metal parts.
Kiss my ass.
And just get kind of up on it, and then you spam X once you hear Lucas laugh at the end of this little psycho laugh right there, and you just stand here and wait. On the third try, you can start hitting X again, just before, to get it as soon as possible. And then when we interact with this rope here, we immediately pull up our menu and move down one slot to get ready for the wheel or whatever, the crank thing. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go either direction with this, by the way. You can even go up. That's just 5 either direction. And then spam X. And this interaction for this little crank here, or valve handle, is just past this door. Or not even past the door, just like next to the edge of this door. So when you come in, you don't have to move very far forward there. Let's just hug each wall, kind of take some tight pathing. And this interaction here, you kind of want to be roughly this spot, just nice and flush with it, not too close, not too far, just about here-ish. You can see how the game takes over and pulls Ethan in just a touch there. And then take a nice line here. You can just, okay, this is one of the few moments in the game where you can actually hold, you don't have to use the momentum of Ethan. You can literally just keep sprinting and hold up and spam X, because your cursor is going to go up so fast there that it's not going to matter. Like, you won't hit the wrong slot. And then this one, your cursor's already in the top left, so you can spam X for that one too. Yeah, it's one of the very few points where you can take advantage of that with the way the inventory, or the way you would set up your inventory. Okay, this part, it doesn't matter what you do as far as if you wait for the bomb to drop and then pick it up first or rip out the board. The only thing I'll say is you can kind of wait till it's at a certain time, and then you can sort of count down in your head. And then here you kind of want to hug this left side. Just make sure you can go as far left as possible and you should be fine. I'm going to move my cursor down here and abuse the cursor memory and then exit out. And now we just get sprint held down, ready to go. Run through as soon as the explosion happens. Spam X for the D series head. Okay, and I'm going to make a quick save. And I'll move my cursor back down. Okay, so after you've grabbed this, when you turn, you can kind of spam X to maybe tag the door open as you're turning towards this box. But that part's not important. Mainly just turn and open up this box. With our cursor the way it is, we can hit left once and then hit up. And that'll take us all the way to the bottom. And then I change my grip so I'm able to like spam X as fast as I can. Like kind of using the tip of my finger. And you just want to spam through all this stuff you have. When you get to the coins, you can sort of skip over it and then go through all the way to the D series arm / crank. You need both of these, but depending on which order you put them up will affect, you know, which order you gotta, or which item you need to stop on. Now, you probably remember earlier we talked about cursor memory from the chest. If I canceled out of this right now, hit circle, my cursor would go to the top left. But if I hit right, it's gonna keep it in that slot that I started with, and then I can move my cursor to the crank and then cancel out. Now my cursor is in the perfect spot because we're about to need our crank. And then you open this door if it's not already open, kind of turn, pop a shot on that bobble, which is super easy to forget. And then this part you can kind of get flush, or just to the, like behind it kind of, and just to the left, and you can get like almost perfect interaction with it. I'm just not realizing that I didn't go over some stuff like that earlier, and then some shadow puzzles I don't think I talked about, but I might can go back and patch them up, those parts or something. Okay, here I'm actually gonna intentionally reload my pistol ammo to make room. There's a bobble right about there in the room, or in the little shack. You can actually hit it from, I use this little sharp bend or sharp curve in the docks to, like, that's where I about where I stop, and I line up about there, like just to the right of this threshold on this door, and I shoot there. Boom. If that's too much, you can go into the shack and kind of look where the bobble is before you shoot it, just to see for future reference. And then here again, I want to kind of get a little bit behind to the left for the crank interaction. And I'm gonna go and reload to make room. Get your shotgun ready. And this guy, you just sort of aim at his face. You can't shoot him too early. You want to let him get a little bit animated before you pop him. You don't have to kill him. It is better though, because he can still kind of chase you. This part, kind of aim down and left and follow this guy, because he's gonna most likely jump backwards like that. It's just how they behave. So I would say the dealing with the molders is one of those things. It's just gonna take some repetition. You kind of get a feel for them, but know that the four-legged molders tend to back up a lot, and they're really awkward on Madhouse. Okay, here, the first thing we want to do is interact with this lockbox so we can go ahead and get the animation started on unlocking it. And while that's happening, you have options here. These usually hold regular ammo, quite a bit, like 25 regular ammo each, potentially, or shotgun shells, usually. You have 2 herbs here. Just keep in mind kind of what your situation is on your health packs. early on in the runs, you know, you might want to go ahead and make extra packs. You have, I'm gonna go and get this tape too, and put that up. But your cursor will be on the crank, so it's relatively close to this lockpick with the way we did things, but it's not perfect. So yeah, just keep in mind of all the things: shotgun shells, regular ammo if you need those, potentially herbs, separating agent, which the way we picked up things we don't actually need, because we have exactly one supplement and one solid fuel to use, and we're about to get 2 strong chem fluids from the lockbox. So use your own discretion there. Like if you wanted to, you could get the separating agent, use it on a flame round, and then with that extra strong chem fluid you could make enhanced ammo with this gunpowder, for instance. If you do pick up one of the herbs there, pick up this chem fluid, you can make a heal. So we'll actually do that, I guess. So let's pretend we just came in the room again, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna interact with the lockpick. Then we're gonna go here, sort of double shot these boxes, pick up this, pick up 1 herb, pick up the chem fluid, go ahead and make the heal to get that out of your inventory, and then we'll pick up the gunpowder. I'm not gonna get the separating agent. Get these 2 strong chem fluids, tag these shotgun shells, get that ammo, and I think I'm going to save. Yeah, we had just enough room for everything. Well, I guess I can't really save. That's fine. That's fine. I'll just show Jack a few times. You get Jack 3 is one of those fights that's really nice to practice. It's really difficult, but your retry's right in his face, so it's kind of nice.
Do you have both
Mute
ingredients?
my mic for just a sec.
Right here. There should be enough, right?
If we make him fast enough, my father and Lucas aren't far away. He's coming. Daddy's
Okay, I'm
coming.
gonna pause this for a second. Okay, because the order of operation here is kind of important to make sure you can fit everything in. I'm gonna turn around 180, and I'm gonna shoot 2 boxes with 1 shot, hopefully. I'm gonna turn back around towards Zoe, get in position, and then I'm gonna move my weapons around at the top so I'm used to the same layout. So up will be the handgun, down will be shotgun, and right will be the grenade launcher. The other important things I'm going to do is utilize my gunpowder and combine it with my regular ammo if I have 10. And I'm going to go right on the combine tab, and I'm going to make flame rounds, and I'm going to make neuro rounds, 1 click of each, which will make 2 of each. So let's try
There's
that.
enough for 2.
Turn around, sort of pop that box about there, reload to enhanced ammo, get lined up with her, move this here,
So after we
do
make the
this.
serum, what's next?
So I don't have
There's a
room,
boat outside.
or I don't have enough regular
Take it to
ammo
the
to
swamp.
do it,
But
so I actually can't make that,
Far without the serum.
which is fine. Now you want to make sure you have your enhanced ready. You want to make sure this is a flame round, and you want to make sure your shotgun's reloaded. And then your cursor doesn't really matter here that much. I put it in slot 3 because I have time after I've done everything, because you're gonna want it in slot 3 for the boat, which is like, you know, freaking 15-20 minutes from now or whatever when you actually get there. But you can sort of line up with Zoe here, just kind of get just in front of her, and then just take the serum
Hey,
as soon as you're
one of
able
those
to.
is mine.
I'm obviously sitting here for a while. I'm gonna do the Jack 3 fight, probably at least a few times, maybe more. And I'll just kind of walk through what I'm basically gonna shoot a flame round immediately at his face, and then switch to shotgun, pop him in that way, pop him there, block, or spam up, and then shoot him like twice, maybe 3 times in the face with the enhanced ammo. Reload your shotgun, reload your flame round, shoot his arm, shotgun, reload the shotgun as you're walking, reload to newer rounds here, and you can try and reload your handgun, and I'm gonna drop down, shoot near around, just anywhere on him really. And I'm gonna try and line up this shot here on his under eye. And then while he's breaking there, reload my shotgun, reload my flame round, shoot his tail. Alright, now I'm trying to shoot his arm when it drops down here. Okay, perfect. And gonna go to flame round again. I mean a near round, sorry. Go with the shotgun. And near round I'm gonna shoot right at this eye. Go to flame round. And shoot that eye up there. Shoot this one. Shoot this guy with the shotgun. Go back around. Shoot this one. Okay, now we get the quick animation there. These shotgun shells. I'm gonna go flame rounds here. I just want to get everything reloaded. And this part, if you have a flame round available, just kind of shoot him, grab him in the eye, get blocking, and then get your enhanced ammo, tag him in the eye, and he's dead. Okay, I'm gonna retry this, like I said, a few times. I know that's a lot, but that's the strat I do now, and it's pretty good about him not getting away. The sloppy part, or the inconsistent part with how I approach it happens when he drops back down. He like crawls back down from that second neuro shot, and you break his right arm. Like from that point on, it gets a little random for me. But that's mostly on me, just doing a slight variation each time. Then you block, shoot 2 or 3 times, reload your shotgun as you're moving here, then reload your flame round. Shoot the flame round at this arm, and shotgun, reload the shotgun immediately, swap to your neuro round.
This is getting old, Jack.
And then drop as soon as he's about going up, and I just fire that at him. And then I kind of line this up as soon as he gets up top, because as he's moving, he kind of has like, I wouldn't call it complete iframes, but he has like high resist to, seems like he takes a lot less damage. And I get about here, wait for his arm to drop. Boom, boom. And then go back to another neuro rounds. And then reload our shotgun. And shoot this guy. Go back to the flame rounds. And just sort of unload on his face, so to speak. I want to see if I can go around this way, in fact. Okay. Okay, and I used an enhanced shot there to break the box, but I simply did not have time. So we're gonna do flame round, shotgun, get ready to block. Let's your enhanced ammo. If you want to, you can use your, I mean, you could just reload your shotgun even there. It doesn't, I mean, I just do the order that I don't have to reload anything. Because although you do have 2 stabilizers, it still takes a long time to reload, so I think it's faster to just cycle through all your weapons. Make sure you get everything reloaded before that phase. I'll do it one more time, this is going fairly well. The thing is, like, kind of be ready to block Jack a lot in this fight, if needed, because he tries to swing at you a bunch. So flame round, kind of aim left to the eye, up to the eye. I missed that shot, we're going to need extra enhanced here. So it took like, I went for 5, I think it only took 4. Reload shotgun, flame round, shotgun, reload. Go to neuro round here. Reload your enhance. Drop down as soon as he turns toward you. Fire off the neuro round. Like that. I'm just gonna shoot him once under the tail this time. Yeah, that was, I don't even know if you need to shoot him once there. Shoot his tail. He's so slow. Down his arm. And go back to neuro round again. Reload your shotgun. But you can see I'm kind of standing in relatively specific spots here. See, that probably looks pretty nutty, because I just kind of know relatively where to shoot for each eye, and I know which eye's available or still up. So I had to kind of patch that one up. That's exactly what I was talking about when once he drops back down the second time after the last neuron shot you do, when he's coming down. At that point, he has an eye underneath his right side. He has the tail eye at the back. He's got eye on top of him, kind of top left side of his back, and he's got an eye the bottom left side under his left arm. And I keep that in mind, and I just pay attention to which ones pop. And I get inconsistent there, but usually I can pull it off. So maybe tweak it for yourself and find something consistent for you. But in my experience, Jack is hard to control. This is the best I could pull off with practice. So okay, so phase 2, just gonna flame round, shotgun, block that. And he's dead. Okay, reload to enhance, reload regular, reload this, go to, just get everything nice and neat reloaded. And then we're gonna delete extra ammo here.
Ethan, this way.
And then I had time to make the enhance, which normally I wouldn't have to worry about, but
Use the serum on him.
I just kind of remembered. Usually I have the ammo from the boxes or something to make that. You can make enhance 2 ways. You can combine a strong chem fluid with the gunpowder, or you can combine gunpowder with 10 regular bullets, which I've been doing this whole time with the second version. I just haven't really talked about it.
Yeah.
Come on, Mia's waiting for us.
But as soon as I interact here with Mia and eject her, I'll cut the recording and we'll just flash forward to the boat. Nobody wants to see this. But yeah, you can just kind of turn Ethan ever so slightly left towards Mia and then just spam X on her. Or your
There's only one left.
whatever your interaction button
There
is.
can't just be one left. What the hell are we gonna do now?
I just kind of look a little bit down and left here. There you go. But yeah, I'll cut the video here. Okay, so we're back in control of Mia here shortly. And I just pretty much walk a decent line through this area. Gonna drop over here. This part coming up, interacting with Ethan's body. Just crouch under this and start spamming sprint here. Whenever he gets taken away, you kind of want to move to the right first and then back left to get past this part quickly. So I aim toward the bottom of this and then move left like such. Otherwise you'll get stuck on it for a longer period. This part you just kind of run into it and just spam X on the store. Okay, the boat's gonna be awkward because there's nowhere to really easily save without getting dangerous with, like, there's a save room I can get to at this version of Mia, but it's slipping past the four-legged molded with no weapon. So I'm probably not gonna do that. I'll just show this part once. And then I can fortunately retry the Mia tape section as much as I want, but it's not until the elevator. So the very beginning portion of it, I will only be able to go through one time. Alright, so just, you know, make sure you're holding sprint here. This one you can do a tight turn on. Once you do this next turn, it's going to be the molded stuff in your way, so kind of swing out wide. And here, just, you know, take a nice line. This part, pay attention to the white hat on the ground, so you don't need to look down at it, but kind of angle your character and whip around like this, like roughly where that white hat was. And then your cursor, you're gonna want to move in slot 3 here, because the order we're gonna pick up is a coin, which will take up that slot, and then the fuse, which we'll want to interact with. So keep it in slot 3. I mean, this is all preference, kind of, but some of it's just silly not to do. Unless for whatever reason you pick up the coin after or something, but if you do this order that I'm about to do, then keep it in that slot. Sort of turn Mia a little bit here, so when you drop down you're already facing the right direction. There are points in this run where you would be like, oh, this person I saw did a retry there and such, but you have to keep in mind, is it on Madhouse, is it on easy, is it on PC, is it on console? Like, all those things will change where you have options to retry. Madhouse has 2 retries and that's it. And then they're at the very beginning in the guest house.
Are you remembering?
Yeah, I know there's a few things I missed going through this, but I'm just kind of doing a scuffed guide, so to be expected. Trying to say everything I can think of though at any given point. But there's really not anything to do up until you get past Evelyn here the second time. But we're gonna pick up a coin from like a washing machine. And then after that we'll get the fuse, and then on our way back through we'll pick up a chem fluid, all in the same room. But I can say just like kind of follow the path that I take, and if you can do a quick turn grab on this fuse, it's you want to get away from this molded as fast as possible. I just kind of go in this room as soon as I can here, kind of turn Mia a little bit extra right, spam for that coin. I go for a quick turn grab here, run out. Tag this chem fluid, open this door. You can close those doors back so you can't get through to you. Tag that cabinet, pick up these bombs, pick up the herb, come back through here, and you can spam X, just use your momentum so you don't menu up and get past the fuse there, and then you're gonna go all the way up to the 3rd floor. All I can say for knowing going left, right, up or down in any particular situation is just get comfortable with doing the boat over and over and be conscious of what version of Mia you're using. And then you can spam X for the tape, look up a little bit, spam X to use it, because your cursor's already in the right slot. Yeah. You just have to get familiar with it. I kind of break the boat up in my head in 3 different sections, which is pretty much what it is, because you have present day Mia, and then it swaps to the tape here, and then after the tape's done you're back to present day Mia, but it's like her part 2, and like that helps me keep it straight in my head which ways I need to go on the boat, because it is pretty confusing early on. Even after early on, it's just confusing for a long time for me.
It's my fault she got out.
Yeah.
But this is one of those sections I'm only going to be able to show, well, unless I retry before the elevator.
She didn't attack you?
I think it might save here. I don't know if it'd make me go back before the tape. Let me see if I get a load icon here. I haven't paid attention.
Take it. It has her tissue samples.
We're about to do the first Alan 1 skip. Let me see if it gives me a load icon now.
Okay, Evie, where are you?
Are we load iconing? I guess not. Okay, so yeah, I'll be able to show this one time then. This part, just make sure you're holding sprint. Go through this right door, kind of take this path here, duck down. Okay, here what we're gonna do is we're gonna interact with this molded pile as far away from it as possible, basically. And then before we do that, then we're gonna open up these doors. You can see about how far I need to be to interact with this. You don't want to be close to it. You want to be just at the outer edge, like right there. There is an herb here, and there's a chem fluid outside in the next room over in a chair. If you want to bother messing with that, I don't ever get it. But then again, this is Madhouse, so it's perfectly justifiable. But the order of operation here is as you come through, tag open these doors, hold sprint, and then I sort of interact with this from as far away as I can, and I do it where I turn Mia to the right like as soon as I can while I'm holding sprint and just run away. Some people do like a quick turn grab thing here and just go backwards. I'm not going to do that version, so I just open the doors as such and I kind of turn a little toward it, so it's like far away as possible and on the left side, and I turn right immediately as soon as I interact with it. And what this allows you to do is skip the phone call with Alan, so you're able to open the door early and everything. But here's the chem fluid here in this chair, and then the herb was in that sink like I showed you. Those are optional. I'm just showing you where some grabs are. This one definitely grab though, right past those pallets there. Grab this herb. That guy just sometimes hits you. Just as simple as that. Hit the elevator button on your way through. We're gonna go all the way back down here. We're gonna grab the ammo. We're gonna read the note, and as soon as we read it, just do X circle like that order. This part, we're going to go to the back right corner of the elevator, and we're gonna stand here. As soon as he stands up, shoot him in his butt to knock him out. You're not trying to kill him, you're just trying to move him forward. Okay, while the elevators, we're about to get a checkpoint here. While the elevator is moving down to S2, what we need to do is, I mean, you can do all this for free while it's going. You would want to combine your med pack, or make your med pack, and then move, what I like to do is move this down and this down, and then keep my cursor, I would say third slot. It depends on how my run's going and what strat I want to go for, but the strat I'm going to do here is going to be the safer one. I'm going to get extra med packs. So we're going to pick up an herb, we're going to pick up ammo, which will go here. So it'll be herb, chem fluid, and then the corrosive. So I'm going to move my slot to 3. This is another part you might want to take a screenshot of. Yeah, we'll just have our cursor ready to go. But yeah, like I said, that just depends on what you want to pick up or not, depending on how your run's going. So we're gonna go herb here. Bullets, which don't take up any extra slots. Kind of run out wide. Get both. Make sure you pick up both of them. Those are very important in this section. I'm gonna end up getting 4 bombs total, so I'll be able to do some comfy strats. Just kind of turn and block him depending on what RNG he gives you. This section, fortunately, you have the retry at the elevator, so you can play through it as many times as you need. But my god, it is so hard. Even when you're playing well, sometimes you just get hecked over. At this part, just hit X twice on these corrosives to pick up 2 of them. Come back through here, tag this chem fluid, and then get kind of flush with this, and you can just spam X. Okay, you can go ahead and make one of your med packs here, and then I would say go ahead and use one to top yourself off, because the strat I'm gonna use coming up is, I guess I'll go with, you have options. You're gonna have 4 bombs, so if you want to, you can use one on these 2 moldeds coming up. But I'm gonna show slipping past them instead.
Did you find her?
You can do the Alan 2 skip on Madhouse, but
Those things are everywhere.
I just opt not to.
Are you okay?
I feel like to do the Alan 2 skip, you pretty much need 4 bombs, and getting 4 bombs is slower, so you have to get the extra room and stuff, so it's just, like, I don't know. I don't see a point. This part, I'm just gonna kind of swing out wide here, wide left. I got hit, and now I'm gonna close these doors. And then I'm gonna interact with this left side here. And I'm gonna get the herb, bullets. I think I have, yeah, I already have there's another chem fluid here. I'm not gonna grab it. There's another corrosive, which you don't need for anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the other herb here, use one, and then this part. Okay, so there's one molded that comes towards you. You can see him on my screen there. Okay, there's a dip, or there's like a break in the hallway here on my right side. What I'm gonna do is sort of slip past him as he gets in this area where the shadow ends, basically, and I'm just gonna be able to use a bomb and knock him backwards, essentially. So my bomb inputs here are R1 and then square to detonate. So you want to be looking down as he's getting towards you. Sort of blow him that direction. I didn't do that cleanly. And then get a bomb ready for these. They have a lot of iframes. So let them kind of get animated first before you start trying to blow them up, otherwise you'll just waste it. I go and get my cursor in slot 3 here while I'm waiting on things. You can do it in the elevator, but if you've already dealt with all the moldeds, you can do it then, whatever. Just kind of aim up a little bit and get ready to hit number 3 there. But yeah, get your cursor in this slot here, slot 3 for the next part. Spam X on this door.
Lockdown system has been engaged.
And we're gonna hang left here. Basically going left and then up eventually for this part. I do have an extra bomb here, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it on this molded. And just kind of blow him backwards. You have to be careful there because I'm gonna retry this part a few times because there's nothing important coming up outside of just knowing where to go. You have to be careful with that last molded there because you can kind of, if you blow them up at the wrong time, you can just get simply stuck on them. You can't go left or right very easily. So, okay, cursor, we're gonna have to move it. Like I said, with retries, your cursor is where you left it during, or right before you hit the retry. So I'm gonna move it back to the 4th slot there. So herb, bullets. And that guy hits me. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my heal. That's just part of Madhouse. I'm glad it's happening now because it's very important to know that that kind of stuff happens just out of your control. This guy I'm just trying to slip past, but he blocked me. Like this is going about as well as you would expect because this is what this run's about right here. Alright, so we're definitely gonna pop this open, then open this door. I might show the sort of fastest strat after this one too. So grab 2 of those, get this chem fluid here, and we should be able to interact with this fleshly. Careful with your momentum. I'm gonna go ahead and make a med pack now, and then I'll probably use it. Yeah, I'm gonna use it here.
Evie, I'm not mad.
Because we'll be able to make one more. This time I'm gonna use one of my bombs on the 2 moldeds that we're about to encounter after the Alan 2 phone call.
Evie, wait!
Just to show different renditions of things that I'm aware of at least. That I
making more friends, Alan.
This part has like 4 different ways to handle it, honestly.
Are you okay?
If you include Alan 2 skip, then even more variations than that, really. Okay, so I'm gonna get my bomb ready. Then I'm gonna look down a little bit. I'm gonna try and put him on the stair. And then blow him up a little bit. And then as I'm coming through here, just tag that door on my right side. And I think we already have a chem fluid on us, so I'm gonna get the herb. Mostly. And then get these 2 bombs and then go. Okay. Now this part, we're gonna try and get him to come toward us, so I'm gonna shoot him this time, in fact. Kind of blow him forward, slip past. Let him get animated. I'm gonna keep going actually here. You basically want to slip past them as fast as possible to tag that elevator button as soon as you can. With them on the ground, you can sort of safely just shoot them and kill them. I say sort of. Mainly just want to slow them down. So look up a little bit, tag 3, and then go ahead and make your first aid. Get to slot 3, and then interact with this.
System has been engaged.
That one was fortunate because we didn't get the extra molded that spawns. It's scripted to spawn, it just sometimes it doesn't, so. We have a bomb again this time, but I'm not gonna use it. I'm just gonna show you what I normally would do because I hardly ever have bombs for this part. I'm gonna swing out wide Okay, he just did a quick fire on us. If he does a charge attack, you can kind of just turn toward him and just block him like a quick block whenever he's about to hit you. Otherwise, he'll hit you hard enough to stagger you. If you're low health, then he could just kill you or critical health you. So keep that in mind. You just got to make decisions based on what is my health now? Do I have health packs? And what is this mob capable of? Which a lot of mobs on Madhouse are capable of just straight up one-shotting you effectively. Because this game is, I mean, especially if you're on like PC, you can just get one-shot by everything, literally. Because the way clipping works with high FPS. Turn and block him. You can see our health is not great. I can just go ahead and use the heal now, actually. Yeah, it should be fun. Because the way I position my med pack, like, it won't affect anything to use it now or in a second. With the order I'm picking up things. Alright, so we get that chem fluid, open this. We tag 2 of these. And I'll probably do this, I guess, one more time and then show the best strat that I know of. Go ahead and make the med pack.
No, Evie, I'm not mad.
If you want to be like, if you're going to for sure pick up, like you make the med pack for free basically on the elevator before all this. And if you know for sure you're gonna grab 2 herbs and 2 chem fluids, you can wait until you grab the last item for that and just make both at the same time to have better menuing.
Did you find her?
Yes, but she ran
I like
off.
to make one early
She's making
here
more
because
friends, Ellen.
walking
Those
past
things
these
are
2
everywhere.
moldeds is pretty, you know, heavily RNG'd
Are you okay?
dependent. So if they decide to brutalize me, then I can just heal through it. So I like to have the med pack ready to go. Okay, so pop them with the stair bomb. Then we're just gonna get, I think we already have a chem fluid, so just get herb. I got a corrosive on accident there. Go ahead and make the other heal. You see how we kind of got stuck on him? Yeah, it wasn't. I tried to rush it, so I didn't get him in the right spot. I'm just gonna use a bomb on these guys, actually. Because you have plenty of time. Like, all you're doing, like, you have all that free time. Pretty much, if you've tagged the elevator, all you're waiting on is for it to open. Get your cursor in slot 3. I'm gonna try it one more time. I don't really need to show the next molded. Just keep your, hopefully your health is high and just block his strong attack kind of thing situation. But he's not too difficult to deal with. I'm gonna show the best version now. Well, I was until I got critical there. Now I pretty much have to pick up stuff. I'll show the 2 bomb strat though, if I can. So I'm just gonna hope to slip right past this molded here. Okay. Yeah, let's show the strat to not get the extra corrosive, and then I can't rely on that extra herb either, so I'll just get 1 more heal. So in that case I'd probably want to get the chem fluid after the yeah, I would want to get this chem fluid after instead of this one. So this one I would have to shoot the box, come all the way over here, and then interact with that. So what we're gonna do is not shoot that one, interact here. We're gonna get 1 corrosive, and my cursor's gonna need to go to slot 3 now instead of 4. Just tap X once, and then grab this chem fluid on the way out. And then when we interact here, we're gonna have to move left 1. If you know what you're doing already at the elevator, you can prepare for this, but sometimes you just gotta wing it. But yeah, we'll try a 2 bomb strat here.
I'm not mad. Wait,
Just to see if we can get it.
what What did you call me?
I don't want to live at the lab anymore.
But
I
yeah,
want a
obviously,
house, and I
it
want
goes
you
without
to be
saying.
my mommy.
Okay, Evie.
Probably get
I'll be your mommy. Just...
or definitely
Evie,
get 2 corrosives there so you can get the bonus room and get
Yes,
an
but
extra
she ran
herb,
off.
potentially an
She's
extra
making more
chem
friends,
fluid,
Alan.
extra
Those
bullets,
things are
2
everywhere.
extra bombs, which is the main part of that. 2 remote bombs is insane
You
for this
okay?
part. It's so good. But yeah, here we're just gonna essentially go to the left of these moldeds and hope for the best. And you can just very well die right here. I'm gonna go ahead and close that door, and it doesn't really matter too much as long as you're relatively fast here. Walking forward. And then you, like I said, you want to get to the elevator as soon as you can to tag this button, and then we'll go back a little bit to try and shoot these guys. You want to deal with the ones walking first. Yeah, that's exact. I could have healed there actually. Like I could have just popped my med pack and then tried to resume shooting his leg, but I kind of got greedy there. All right, we're gonna go to slot 4 again. Is that the one I want to show? Yeah, that should be fine. And we just keep getting shitty RNG. Good lord. Here's a reason. If you want a reason not to run Madhouse, this boat section. It's so dumb. It's so profoundly stupid. And unfair. Because you don't have anything to fight with, really. You've got your remote bombs, but like, you only have so many of those, and you have this pea shooter. Oh, sure, it holds a lot of bullets and it shoots kind of fast, but it doesn't do any damage. But I'll try for the good strat here, I guess, again. Just to see. We'll wing it. There's just so much that can go wrong. So 1 corrosive. Get this, and I think we'll have to go left 1 here. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make my med pack.
Are you mad at me, Mommy?
No, Evie. I'm not mad. Wait,
Leave my voice to rest for a
what
second.
did you call me?
I don't want to live at the lab anymore. I want a house, and I want you to be my mommy.
Okay, Evie. I'll be your mommy. Just... Evie, wait!
Did you find her?
Yes, but she ran off. She's making more friends, Alan. Those things are everywhere.
I told you so.
Are you okay?
You just worry about getting Evelyn back.
Pow. Okay. Same thing as last time. Let's try and do the slip pass. Okay, thank you. Of course. I want to close this door because he's gonna get to me otherwise. With no heals left. That's just scary. Okay. Get to this button as soon as possible. I like to meet him head on here. And she pulls up her codex all the fucking time because I hate Mia. Like in the middle of fighting moldeds that can one-shot you, she's pulling up her codex to check her text messages for Alan and get your cursor in 3rd slot. Now this is a spot where my health, I have no heals left, I have no bombs, so I'm gonna show this part getting past this next molded. I'm gonna kind of swing out wide and then kind of turn toward him, be ready to block. So out wide here, and he criticals us, of course. You can't, at this point I can't really do anything about it because I don't have any heals left. So what you do here is you think baby Jesus that you didn't die and you just accept your time loss from walking slow. But you know what? This is a good way to end this section and move on to the next boat section. This is a good taste of Madhouse right here. Yeah, we're going up to the 3rd floor and then meeting up with Alan here. But I'll cut it and then resume on the next part. Alright, we're almost back in control of Mia, so I'm going to resume it here. You don't really have to do much here. Only thing I will say is once this next cutscene starts, it's the only skippable cutscene in the game, so you want to skip it. Otherwise you're wasting IGT. But pretty much as soon as it happens, you can hit options, up, X, like in that order as fast as possible. To skip it quickly. So as soon as it turns, we'll go black here, and when it starts, just options up X, like so. Now I have a long black screen. I'm gonna make you suffer through this black screen. No, I'll actually cut it. No, I won't. No, you're gonna sit through this. This is with an SSD too. It's still pretty dang slow. I think it's like, I don't know, 25 seconds or something. You just gotta sit and wait. But on PC, usually it's a lot faster depending on your setup, and then if you're on like a regular console, like a non-pro version or whatever, that's even worse.
Yes, Evelyn.
Or with an HDD rather. That's the biggest thing I think is HDD to SSD.
No, Evie. We can't be a family.
Okay, I'm gonna actually save here though.
A family.
So I don't know if you get a checkpoint or not.
Family.
Then I don't need you anymore.
Okay, normally you would turn here to the left and go through this door as soon as possible right there. What I'm gonna do real quick though is make this save file, and my cursor is gonna stay in slot 3. It's our first boat save file. We can't, like, I think you can make one earlier, like as soon as you get on the boat, like just past the molded, but it's dangerous. So you'll come through here. Oh, keep in mind there is an herb. Oh, a chem fluid, sorry. Chem fluid here. It might be random what's in that cabinet. I'm not gonna grab it, but just be mindful of where everything is on Madhouse because it can save your life. I'll try and point out things like that when I remember where they are. What I would say is run through here with your goggles on if you have the NG Plus goggles, the X-ray ones, and just like look where everything is. Otherwise we'll just do the normal pickups. There's another cool little med pack that's tucked away in a corner later too. It's nice. But if there's anything you see that doesn't make any sense at all, which is probably pretty often in Madhouse, then try and ask, and I'll do my best to make up something. No, I'll try my best to answer it. Alright, so here, just follow this order. You can do kind of a quick turn grab on this lug wrench here. On our way through, we're gonna tag open this cabinet as we're walking past it. And here, the reason you have these bombs is to put them down and use them for these baubles. So like, you want to angle, like, maybe like a, I don't know, 45-degree downward angle. So you can get the actual interaction. So like right now I can't place it because I was, aiming too high like that. See, like so. So you want to aim down a little bit and then just place this. You can place it here before him or after him or on top of him. Just place it on this little section here somewhere. When you detonate it with square, make sure that you are either looking at him, or that if I detonate it right here, for instance, like that, and after I pick up this coin, make sure you look toward where he was, which I believe is here, and make sure that he's gone. Like, you don't have to check it that thoroughly, but just kind of make sure you're angled that direction. Preferably just detonate it when you're looking at it, so you can verify that the bauble was taken out. On your way back through there, you can snag that herb. That's very important because runs get rejected because of that bauble, like having no clear verification that it was taken out. This part, as soon as you sort of stand up, roughly, you can spam X if you're in the 3rd slot, for your lug grunt. So just be like boom boom, and then I want to go ahead and make a med pack, and I'm gonna move everything down here. And then, so like I want this whole row taken up with items, and then I want my cursor in the first slot. And then you're kind of waiting here. I can go down now, but you have like several seconds to waste here. So I go ahead and move my inventory as such, and then keep my cursor here. And then you kind of drop down to the left, hit X to go up. And then this line you want to take very precisely towards this door. And then you want to pick up corrosive, strong chem fluid, coin here. And we're going to go all the way down to the end of the hallway, this way. And what we need to do is get a coin, get a bomb, and detonate a bomb on a bobblehead. Okay, what you do when you get to the top of this ladder, don't move Mia at all, like left or right or whatever. Turn her with the right stick and look down at like a 45-degree angle. Put this bomb on the edge, detonate it immediately, and just go forward to drop right back down. Now we're gonna go into this room here to the left, get this bomb, and then go this way to this little base thing. Get this coin. This part is absolutely horrifying. But we have another bomb, so you can go ahead and get that ready. You're gonna go through this door and go down immediately towards that fuse that we used like really early in the boat section. So turn and grab this. Be careful not to push any directions while you're interacting with that, or else your menu will go crazy. Now look down a little bit, put this bomb down, kill him. This one, to interact with it, you have to go a little bit further forward than you would think. So just past this ladder, interact, and then cancel immediately. So X circle. This is the same kind, X circle. You don't have to read all the pages, which is the case with all the ones that have multiple pages. The only thing is the ones that have two sides you have to be careful with. Which I think there's only two in that case. There's one at the very start, and then the one in that save room before the basement in the main house. I think those are the only two-sided notes. Alright, so here we have a note to read. Read the top section. If you read the bottom, all it says is contents have been taken, and your stats will still be 25 of 32, no matter how many times you read it. You want to read the top one, though. That has all the jumbled text, and you'll have 26 of 32. So yeah, read the top one. Okay. You can, for peace of mind, you can double check your cursor, but if you did your menuing like I showed you, your cursor will be perfect on your corrosive there. What you want to do here, this is one of those really crucial moments of don't fuck up your menu. You want to make sure you use the momentum of Mia and then interact with the door with the corrosive. If you do this wrong, you'll cry because it's awful. So be very careful. Use the momentum wisely and spam X. Just like so. Just don't do it from the left side like I did. It is so easy to just screw everything up there. Hope that made sense. There's a coin in this back right section. Spam for it and then turn immediately left. Okay, order of operation here is tag the first part of this cable and exit out with circle immediately. Run over here, grab the corrosive, run back, do the second part of the cable, and then move my cursor here. So we'll have cable, then fuse. Grab this, slip past this guy if you can. I don't know what the fuck that Fat Malta was doing. He just did a 360. He tried to 360 no scope me or something. And then watch out for this molded here. Okay, you can slip to the right side if he's in that position. If he's right at the corner, it gets really awkward. And like I said, there are other pickups. I'm not gonna necessarily cover all of them. Here, I kind of want to drop down and turn my character like so. Interact with the right side first, so you can spam X there. Then you can almost immediately spam X again and go left for this one. So you have those two inserted. The elevator takes a few seconds to activate, and then you need to be ready to hit S2 as soon as possible. So you put that in, and you read the note basically, and then you do S2. That's the order you want to do it. I was just trying to show everything. So you have your cursor here for the cable, spam X, hit X again, and it'll open up your inventory. Go left, hit X again, read the note immediately. Make sure this is a really troll note that's easy to forget. And then pretty much have Mia lined up for S2 and hit it as soon as possible, as soon as the elevator's ready. And while the elevator's moving down to S2, you can move your cursor over to the corrosive. And I like to put it in this top slot so I can hold forward without letting go and spam X. Otherwise you have the issue of, I'm trying to use this, but I like try and open up my menu and bam, my cursor goes up. So I move it here so I don't have to worry about that. I also move the herb up like so, because herbs you can't use with the heal button. You have to manually use them. So if shit hits the fan, I can go down here and hit the herb as well. So you do all this while the elevator is going for free.
He's waiting.
Now this part, I'm gonna grab a peach heal here. If you go here and you turn left right there, you can grab that med pack. There's a heal here. There's a coin. So I have 2 herbs now and a regular heal and a strong heal. Slip past that guy. Just do this boat section a lot. You can squeeze past him potentially. And I'm gonna heal through that. There's so many things that can happen there. I could retry that section 20 times and it'd be different every single time. And now you can spam X on this one. Spam X to make sure you get the coin here before you leave. And the boat section's done. We ended this with a heal, a regular heal, a strong first aid, and 2 herbs. That is really rare. I'm just gonna say that. I don't want to retry it 50 times or whatever, but just try and squeeze past things. If you know you're gonna have issues with heals, then pick up some peach ones. Like I said, there are chem fluids out there that I didn't really show. There's other heal potentials.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
And maybe when you're first starting out, pick up everything and just make like 5 heals or something. I don't know. But I'm gonna cut this and go to the next one after this.
Here. Take
All right,
this.
we're about to get control again. I just skipped all the cutscene stuff.
What are you doing?
Saving your life.
All right, coming up, we have the last 2 coins in the run, and we
I
have
won't be able to resist for much
a
longer.
bauble pretty soon as well.
Now go kill that little
Outside of that, it's just a really jank section of 50 moldeds next to an elevator. So whip around as soon as you can.
Okay, you little bitch.
Hang right here to this table. Grab this coin. Duck under this as soon as possible. Start sprinting. Try and stay on this top part as long as you can. So basically, instead of dropping over here, for instance, drop over the far left, because you move faster than you do when you drop down. So you want to abuse that speed. Now you move like a turtle. A very fat turtle. Duck under this. Start hitting sprint again. There's our last coin. Let's actually check our stats, make sure we got everything. Yeah, 32 of 33 coins. And our files are 27 of 32. If you want to keep track of that, like you can pause the game at specific points and make sure you didn't miss anything if you don't want to waste your time running if you're trying to finish successful runs. But there was our last coin pickup there on the little bank. Now we don't have to worry about coins anymore, but we still have baubles and files. 5 files and I think like, I don't know how many baubles, like 3 or 4 or 5, I'm not sure. Okay, this section, there's a chem fluid here if you need it. There's a separating agent if you need that. There's regular ammo, and then this is the only thing I pick up, is the neuro round. So I grab that, and then I go here, and I'm gonna make a save file, but I'll make it after I pick up everything. Solid fuel you don't really need because that's just gonna make you either flamethrower fuel or flame rounds, which you don't really need. When you interact with this, you're gonna have to hit X once to get past that pop-up, and then go left and up, and then just start spamming through everything. If you want, you can skip the herbs, which I'm gonna do. But just, yeah, spam through this as fast as you can. You're gonna have enough inventory space where even if you pick up stuff like the herb and the crank there, you're gonna have enough space to pick up everything, because you want to get everything all the way up through your guns. You're not gonna need anything past the grenade launcher in this case. So heck, we'll actually just pick up everything like this, like so, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make this save like that. And say it's not too long to make the save. I'll just keep recording here. Okay, so we totally just got out of the chest there and swap to your handgun. You can kind of shoot this bobble here from this break in the wall. Some people go out here to shoot it. They like to turn early and just shoot it about there. Okay, now this section, I like to get my shotgun ready. And I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna reload. I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna try and turn. Take them out. That is the safe strat that I've been doing. It doesn't always work out so well. I like to move everything in the same spot I'm used to. You can delete the coins if you want. And I put my cursor here. You can shoot about there for the bomb. You can shoot it early basically. And then get your shotgun ready. Just kind of aim down a little bit. Let him get animated and then you don't have to kill him. Get the, I think that's like 4 or 6 shells there. I think it's probably 4. Slip past these guys. You should have enough heals here to like endure all the punishment you may or may not receive. Like if they hit you and you go low health at all, you want to stay topped off throughout this whole section, because everything is ready to just totally ruin your world. I'm here to interact with the cart. You're gonna get hit by this guy more than likely. It's just a matter of do you get critical by him or not. Prioritize that 4-legged Molda that sneaks out there. Swap to your handgun again. You can blind fire this bomb there. Now ADS this one, you can shoot through the gate. There's a bobble right there. All right, we have, here comes the next 5. You can see we have 27 of 32. Here comes all of our files. So we're gonna interact with this laptop and cancel out with circle immediately. We're gonna wrap around here and pick up the steroids. There is an herb there, but we already have, I think, a couple. Yeah, we have a couple herbs on us. The second note is here. This is one you can't just touch. You have to hit X a second time and then cancel out twice. It's a really big pain to read these notes sometimes. You see all you have to do. This is a supplement which you can combine with this strong chem fluid right here to make more neurones. In this case, I already have 2, which is all I need. But for demonstration's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the supplements, and that way we can have extra. While this is opening, I'm gonna go ahead and pop my steroids, and then we can cursor up once to use the tissue samples to make the necrotoxin. So while that's doing its thing, we're gonna read this note and cancel out of it, pick up the strong chem fluid. If you need shotgun shells, they're there. Read this note, and we're gonna go ahead and, after this last note here, we're gonna check. You don't have to check here, but just know that now we have everything. We have all of our steroids used, stabilizers, we have all of our files, we have all of our coins. The only thing we're missing is, I believe, one more Mr. Everywhere, which happens in the dream guest house section or whatever the heck's the flashback guest house. Okay, so yeah, make sure you read that one and also get the necrotoxin here. And the order is up to you, but that's roughly what I just did there is what I would go for. And then find a time to go ahead and make, if you picked up the supplements and the strong chem fluid, find a time to make these extra neurons. I'm gonna go ahead and save the game. Yeah, I probably could have showed the elevator section again, but just I would say almost always I'm just gonna go for what I did. Like pop those two, reload, interact with the elevator, turn around and pop the other two in the face. Which is easier said than done, hitting those shots, but that's just something, there's some points you just gotta get good at the game and hit shots. Otherwise you're just gonna die sometimes. I hope I get karma for that, like immediately and die here. Well, there you go. I'd say that's karma. I just got blasted. It didn't hurt me that much, but it was pretty funny, the timing. Alright, so this next mold that's coming up right here, I want an ADS to shoot his face. And make sure I get the critical on him. I'm gonna say something real fast. This little gated section to my left, there is a strong chem fluid, there's a strong med pack, and there's a few other things, but mainly those two things. If for whatever reason your situation calls for you to need one of those, just go in there and grab them. You'll have to just go in there and look exactly where they are. Pop him in or around his face. Pop him so you can slip past. This guy, you just kind of walk to the left and push him out of the way. Like so. Swap to your newer rounds. And you can kind of shoot between his leg to stun them both. Reload it instantly. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Oh shit. And this is shot before I swap. And then the second shot here, you want to kind of line it up between the two of them like so. You can shoot it whenever. Like, just make sure you hit both of them with it. I'm gonna show this section again. This is pretty, that after you get to the top of this ladder, the run honestly is pretty much over as far as anything you have to worry about. But let's try that whole section again. Actually, wait, I'll have to do the elevator again, right? Or did I save? No, I saved after the necrotoxin, didn't I? Oh well. Good luck with the elevator. It's fun. But let's do this whole section at least one more time. You can see we used exactly 2 neuro rounds there. That's why I didn't need to make any extra, but just for Peach's sake, I went ahead and made 2 extras. In case you whiff a shot or you need to use a neuro round somewhere else for whatever reason. This part, when you're coming out of it, just kind of spam sprint so you can stand up and start moving as soon as possible. And just take this general pass, slipping past these guys. He hit me again. That just happened. You can slip past this guy on the right, by the way. You don't have to shoot that one. I do a lot of things differently each time, but the general idea is the same. This one you can pop in the face. I didn't actually kill him. ADS this one to make sure you hit the headshot. If you don't kill him, it gets really awkward really fast. He like slides down and pushes you down with him. This one, just kind of aim somewhere for him. You don't have to hit the headshot, you just need to move him out of the way. Try and headshot that one. And then swap to your round. You can get really hecked over here, by the way, where one molded goes left and one molded goes right, and then it makes it really hard to get a double stun on them. If that happens, just hope that if you only have 2 neuro rounds to work with in that situation, you're going to want to make both shots count. So if that does happen, then you need to sort of wait for them to get together. So you have to like do some funky movements to get around their vomit. But yeah, I showed that twice, that's enough. Now this section, get in this room as fast as possible to trigger this cutscene, then turn around and shoot that bobble. And then here, double check to make sure you popped out your steroids, or you can check your inventory. It's 4 steroids total.
It's gone.
And then you want to have your, if you have a flame round, an extra one, reload that, make sure your shotgun's reloaded, and then go to enhanced ammo on your pistol. What that's going to allow us to do is the first part of the Evelyn fight, we can just cycle through all of our ammo without having to waste time reloading anything.
It's okay.
But you're not always going to have a flame round here, so it's whatever.
I know you didn't mean to hurt me.
Kill him, Mommy.
But I'm just gonna let all this play out for a bit.
It fucking hurts!
He doesn't want to be my daddy? Then he can die. Now it's Mommy's turn to kill you.
Alright, so just, you have to come this way and get to this hallway to trigger this next checkpoint thing or whatever.
You're gonna be one of
Or
us.
just hit the next trigger
Then maybe
for
you'll
progression.
play nicely.
I'm not.
And
playing.
turn left here,
No! Get that away from me!
and then go to the right around the table. Watch out for these chairs. Those chairs in normal, like, non-flashback mode, move out of the way. You can just run them over. This part, be sprinting, obviously, as usual, but run kind of straight towards Evelyn and get ready to block. Her first one, you don't have to block. Her second one right here, block it. Kind of run toward her. Get ready to block. And you kind of run out to the right side a little bit.
No!
I don't think it's possible to get a one cycle on Madhouse. I don't see how it could be possible, but on easy, you would go for a one cycle there, walking to the right. Okay, here to our back left in the corner, there's 7 enhanced bullets and some random number of, it's not random, but some, to me, unknown number of shotgun shells. You don't really need the shotgun shells, but mainly pick up the enhanced ammo. And then in the rotation I'm gonna do on Evelyn is probably, to make sure my flame round hits, I'm probably gonna do enhanced ammo into flame round into shotgun shells, and then try and reload my pistol in case more shots are needed. Oh yeah. So quick fire these. Boom, boom. And that was enough. It'd probably be best actually to do shotgun, flame round, and then enhanced ammo. That would give more time for your flame round to do its dot damage. Here, the only thing you have to really worry about is I go for enhanced ammo shots on her. If you're really precise at your quickfire, you can actually get a one cycle on this part, but it's really hard. I've only gotten it one time. But basically we're gonna aim down and right, like at a 45-degree angle toward her arm, and we're gonna try our best to quickfire the shit out of her arm and get a one cycle, but it's really hard to do. But the run's, like I said, once you get to the top of that ladder in the salt mines after the 2 fat moldeds, the run's pretty much done. Like, there's not anything difficult to do. But yeah, so sort of hold right and down, and then quickfire the shit out of her arm. You actually got it. Yeah, you just quickfire as fast as you can. That's the second time I've ever gotten that. All you have to do, okay, something important here. Grab the gun as fast as you can, kind of like grabbing the axe from EA1, but whenever you get control of Ethan again, don't touch any button on your controller except fire, and just spam it. That's all you have to do once you get control again. So we grab the gun, and then just as soon as you're ready to go, just start spamming fire. Don't move anything else, and you'll get a 4 shot on her. And then you have 5 bullets to shoot the chimney with. Because fuck that chimney. I think I missed my shot. And splits. I believe the IGT stops at the black screen here. I don't know 100%. But that's usually where I split as soon as it goes dark here. Again, I know I've said it many times, you don't have to use splits for console though. But you have 3 cutscenes to skip here. You don't have to, you can watch them if you want, it doesn't matter. They don't count towards anything at this point. Skip the credits. Okay, you need to make sure this screen is captured on your recording for submission. So that way you can see the IGT, importantly. You can see, this part doesn't matter because you just have to go through the video really and see every single shot on these guys. But to double check, 33 of 33 coins, 32 of 32 files, used stabilizers 2, and used steroids 4. That is important. You can't just pick them up. You have to actually use them. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you do decide to run this, I'm sorry. Best of luck. And I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care.